Chapter 452. Since the price of accommodation is so high, why don't you go out and pull people in? If we don't enter this place, wouldn't the business end up in someone else's hands? Ningqing asked in doubt. The shop assistant smiled. Friend, you've just arrived here, so of course you don't know about the situation. There are 12 rest stops here, which also represent 12 forces. Every day, 2 or 3 forces would go out to pick up the cultivators who crossed the heaven's way and arrived at the receiving heaven's stone. Today, it is the turn of the auspicious Star Chamber of Commerce, the extinguishing Karma Starry Sky Fleet, and the Black City Pill Union. However, there is a rule, that is, if the cultivator who comes here does not agree with these 3 forces and enters this place, then any one of them can pick up the business. You can rest assured that as long as you come to our Heaven City Chamber of Commerce's rest stop, they will definitely not come looking for you. This is the rule. Ningqing and the others suddenly understood that the cultivators who had just arrived in this place were the easiest to earn spirit stones. Since there were 12 forces opening merchant houses and rest stops here, it showed that these 12 forces were the most powerful within the rootless Black City. Otherwise, it would be impossible for them to have the opportunity to open a merchant house in this place. Ningqing had also taken a look at the merchant houses, and found that there were very few merchant houses that sold goods. Most of them were pawnshops and merchant houses that sold mortgages. Most likely, once a cultivator came to this place and did not have enough spirit stones, they could just take out their own things as collateral. As for the cultivators who lived here for a long time, it was estimated that they did not have enough spirit stones to go to the rootless Black City. Regarding these cultivators who did not have enough spirit stones, Ningqing did not ask them about the methods they used to earn spirit stones. The 2 of us are going to stay here. Brother Lan, what about the 4 of you? Ningqing quickly decided to stay at the Heaven City rest stop. He believed that this shop assistant would not randomly ask for a price. Moreover, the competition here was also quite fierce. The few of us will also stay here. Lan Wenbin spoke up without hesitation. When the shop assistant heard that the 6 of them were going to stay here, he immediately became overjoyed and quickly spoke up. Do you want to exchange for some black coins first? If you want to stay here, we will also give you a copy of the Rootless Black City's survival manual. Ningqing exchanged for 150,000 black coins, before bringing along a survival manual and Ji Luofei to his room in the rest stop. Lord Husband. Ningqing interrupted Ji Luofei's words with a smile. Just call me husband from now on. I feel that calling me husband every time is a bit awkward. Yes. Ji Luofei did not understand the meaning of her husband's words. As such, she did not hesitate to call out, Husband, I don't think that those people would give up. After we enter the rootless Black City, we have to be careful. They will definitely not give up. Let's first understand the rootless Black City, before we can make a decision. Ningqing took out the survival manual and opened it. Ningqing quickly flipped through the handbook in his hands, before handing it over to Ji Luofei. The rootless Black City was located on a broken continent suspended in the void. This broken continent had only one city, the rootless Black City. Outside the rootless Black City, the void was filled with dangers. If they were not careful, they would be devoured by the space. Because of the large population of the rootless Black City, although this city was huge, every inch of land was worth its weight in gold. All the cultivators gathered in the rootless Black City wanted to leave this place. However, the void ship heading to the rootless Black City only came once every 10 years. Moreover, leaving the rootless Black City would require a huge amount of black coins. To survive in the rootless Black City, the only thing one could do was to cultivate and go out to earn black coins. Although it was said to earn black coins, the truth was that one had to form a team to leave the rootless Black City and enter the void to search for black essence stones. Black essence stones were the only material needed to refine black coins. Only by earning a certain amount of black coins would one have the opportunity to board a void ship and leave the rootless Black Stone City. With the dangers in the void, Ningqing could only imagine how difficult it would be to earn a certain amount of black coins in this place, and then leave the rootless Black City. Moreover, according to the introduction, to live in the rootless Black City, one would have to pay a certain amount of black coins every day. In other words, without a fixed source of black coins, one would not have a foothold in the rootless Black City. Although the survival manual stated that if one had top-grade treasures, one could take them out and sell them in the rootless Black City for black coins. No matter what method one used, as long as one could earn a certain amount of black coins, one could then leave the rootless Black City. However, Ningqing could also imagine that leaving the rootless Black City would require a huge amount of black coins. Ordinary treasures would not be able to gather enough black coins. Although he had some treasures on him, he did not dare to take out the 9 geocentric essence and the 9-colored mirage tree. He had already placed the underworld soul flower on Sun Hanrue's body. He also wanted to help Sun Hanrue find out if her life essence could be restored or not. Moreover, he could not touch this thing. He still had a stalk of the heavenly cusp flower, but it was something useful to him. As for the wood spirit, he would not take it out. Ningqing took out a black coin and looked at it in his hand. It was about the size of a penny. Although it was called a black coin, it was in fact gray in color. Ningqing casually tore it, but unexpectedly only managed to tear out a small trace. From this, one could see that this black coin was incomparably hard. A black palace was engraved on the surface of the black coin. What made Ningqing feel strange was that this black coin only had one denomination. A black coin was equivalent to 1 unit. Ji Luofei also finished reading the manual, causing her face to reveal a trace of worry. Don't worry, if others can live in the rootless Black City, then we can also survive there. Ningqing comforted Ji Luofei. Maybe he had enough spirit stones to leave the rootless Black City by boat. For the next 3 days, Ningqing did not leave the rest stop. The less trouble, the better. There were too many forces in this place. He had not even entered the rootless Black City, yet he had already offended the auspicious Star Chamber of Commerce. What's more, Ningqing found that although this place was just a stone in the void, the feeling of cultivation here was much better compared to the Tian continent. This showed that even in this void, the heaven and earth laws here were much stronger compared to the Tian continent. On the 3rd day, the shop assistant of the Heaven City Chamber of Commerce took the initiative to come to the door. 2 distinguished guests. The ship to the rootless Black City is about to depart. The 2 of you, please come with me to the void ship. Ningqing took out a stack of about 100 black coins and handed it to the shop assistant. You've worked hard these days. This was equivalent to a tip. Although he was cultivating, his powerful spiritual consciousness had already sensed that someone had come to inquire about his situation. However, this shop assistant was also quite generous, waving his hand and saying that he did not know anything. The shop assistant did not expect Ningqing to be so generous and quickly thanked him. Many thanks, this friend. Perhaps because he had received Ningqing's money, after the shop assistant thanked him, he hesitated for a moment before speaking. Friend, I have a few words that might be offensive to you, but I really do not have any malicious intent. I don't know. Ningqing smiled. It doesn't matter. If you do not have any malicious intent, then it would not be offensive to me. Feel free to speak. Yes, after this friend arrives at the rootless Black City, you must pay attention to the rootless Black City's junior city master Su Liangji. This person cultivates an extreme yang cultivation method. As such, he is extremely lascivious and has harmed countless foreign female cultivators. As the shop assistant spoke until here, he subconsciously glanced at Ji Luofei standing beside Ningqing. Ningqing obviously understood what he meant. That is, his wife was so beautiful, if he brought her to the rootless Black City, then once that Su Liangji saw her, it would be extremely dangerous. Thank you for the reminder, I understand. Ningqing nodded, feeling grateful towards this shop assistant in his heart. The shop assistant continued. Since this friend killed Cecil of the auspicious Star Chamber of Commerce, then presumably you have a way to protect yourself from the auspicious Star Chamber of Commerce. However, you must be careful of that Gary of the extinguishing Karma Starry Sky Fleet. This person has a sinister temperament. Although he would not dare to do anything to you, he would most likely tell the rootless Black City's junior city master Su Liangji. The shop assistant did not finish his words, but Ningqing already understood. That is, Gary might tell Su Liangji about Ji Luofei's arrival in the rootless Black City. Ningqing frowned. This shop assistant definitely would not speak without thinking. Something like this must have happened before. If that was the case, then it would truly be troublesome for him. A few years ago, such a thing happened here. At that time, a stunning female cultivator came to the receiving heaven stone. Her appearance was not inferior to Senior's Dao companion. However, this female cultivator was alone. At that time, the people on duty were the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce, the Gale Void Alliance and the City Master's Mansion. Gokong Yeshan from the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce had taken a fancy to that female cultivator. He could not help but take away that female cultivator on the spot. However, at that time Junior City Master Su Liangji also happened to come here, and he also took a fancy to that female cultivator. The shop assistant sighed. The rootless Black City's City Master's Mansion is much more powerful compared to the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce. Gokong Yeshan, on the other hand, helped the Junior City Master to send this female cultivator to Su Liangji. However, he did not expect that this female cultivator would have such a strong chastity. She even fought with all her might, refusing to be caught. At this time, 3 more people arrived at the receiving heaven stone. It was a couple with a 7 or 8-year-old little girl. This couple felt very dissatisfied with Su Liangji and Gokong Yeshan's actions, and immediately attacked on the spot. What happened next? Ningqing asked. If not for Junior City Master Su Liangji, Gokong Yeshan would not have been a match for this couple. Even if this couple killed Gokong Yeshan, no one would come looking for trouble with them for a period of time. It's just like when my friend killed Cecile. It's just that Su Liangji had a group of people following him. This couple plus that female cultivator was not a match for these people, and ended up being forced out of the receiving heaven stone. As the shop assistant spoke till here, he shook his head. Apparently, he knew that once someone was forced out of the receiving heaven stone, it would only result in death. The receiving heaven stone was completely surrounded by natural restrictions. These restrictions prevented the countless spatial wind edges and spatial cracks from approaching the receiving heaven stone. However, it was very simple to get out of the receiving heaven stone. It would not take much effort at all. Once this couple and that stunning woman came out of the receiving heaven stone and entered the endless void, it would be a strange thing if anything good happened. Do you know the name of that female cultivator? Ningqing couldn't help but feel a bit worried as he thought about the many cultivators from the Rainbow Fall Sword sect, who came here a few years ago. However, he also knew that at that time, the Tian continent had sent 30 crucible transformation cultivators together. It stood to reason that it was impossible for a single person to appear here. The shop assistant immediately replied, I know, her name is Yanji. Chapter 453. Hearing the 2 words Yanji, Ningcheng's killing intent instantly soared. The shop assistant standing not far from Ningcheng felt this killing intent invading his body, and took a few steps back, while looking at Ningcheng in horror. Ningcheng took in a deep breath and spoke, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. After Yanji and the other couple left the receiving heaven stone. Is there any news about them? The shop assistant immediately understood that the female cultivator, named Yanji, definitely had some kind of relationship with this person in front of him. He shook his head and spoke, No, after leaving the receiving heaven stone, if one is not on the void ship, wanting to come back again would be extremely difficult. Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce, Su Liangji. Ningcheng's killing intent gathered wave after wave in his heart. He was well aware of his own situation. His mind was not as calm as Mu Ziming and the others. Facing this kind of thing, if replaced by another person, they might have considered it for a long time. However, at this moment he only wanted to kill people. No matter what, he wanted to eliminate the people who persecuted Yanji. What about the little girl? Ningcheng resisted the killing intent in his heart and asked again. Oh, the shop assistant suddenly felt that he was a bit too talkative. He felt that with Ningcheng's temperament, if he spoke out, it might end up harming him. However, since the other party asked, he had no choice but to answer. The little girl should still be here. I guess that she should be in the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce's rest stop. You said that the little girl is still here? Ningcheng asked in shock. The shop assistant nodded. This friend should not have too much hope. The reason why the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce did not kill the little girl was because they wanted to use her to lure the couple back. The treasure that the couple used seemed to be a top-grade thunder-attributed magical weapon, even surpassing the best quality true artifact. The Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce cares a lot about thunder-attributed magical weapons. Therefore, they decided to keep the little girl alive. As for whether the little girl is alive or dead, I'm not very clear about it. The Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce's methods are extremely vicious. I'm afraid that even if they tortured the little girl to death, they would have already tortured her to death. The killing intent in Ning Cheng's body almost solidified and surrounded his body. Ji Luofei grabbed his hand, which calmed him down a bit. My ticket will be delayed for a few days. I'm now going to the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce's rest stop. In addition, I also want to ask you, the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce and the Auspicious Star Chamber of Commerce, what is the cultivation of the most powerful cultivator? The shop assistant knew that he would not be able to persuade Ning Cheng, and could only speak up. The most powerful of these two chambers of commerce are in the plundering life realm. I suggest that this friend should not be impulsive. With his friend's strength killing Cecil, as long as he produced evidence, it should not be a big problem. At most, he would just have to compensate with some black coins. However, it would be a big deal if they were to touch the Chamber of Commerce's inn. Ning Cheng apparently did not listen to the waiter's words, as he quickly left the room with Ji Luofei. Brother Ning, let's board the airship and head to the rootless Black City. Lan Wenbin, who was waiting at the entrance of the Heaven City's rest stop, saw Ning Cheng and Ji Luofei coming down and quickly spoke up. Elder brother Lan, the few of you can go ahead first. I still have some accounts to settle here. Ning Cheng finished and did not wait for Lan Wenbin to answer, before he hurriedly brought Ji Luofei out of the rest stop. Lan Wenbin and the others looked at Ning Cheng's departing back in doubt. They did not know what Ning Cheng wanted to settle. Did he not want to let go of that Gary? Don't you know when to advance or retreat? The receiving heaven stone was not very big. It only had a radius of 12 miles. Ning Cheng's spiritual consciousness had already swept out to the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce's rest stop. The Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce's rest stop was a bit smaller than the Heaven City's rest stop. However, the business here was quite good. At least Ning Cheng could see that this rest stop was filled with people. Friend, please wait. Don't you live in the Heaven City's rest stop? Why are you here? The waiter at the entrance of the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce's rest stop stopped Ning Cheng and Ji Luofei. This waiter seemed to know that Ning Cheng had killed Cecil, as he spoke to Ning Cheng in a polite tone. Ning Cheng calmly spoke up. I'm looking for Gokong Yes Han. Who's looking for me? A rough voice came from outside the rest stop, followed by a man wearing a brown cultivator's robe walking in. This man looked very rough and careless, as if he was the kind of person who did not have any ulterior motives. With the cultivation of Crucible Transformation 7th level, his entire body exuded a tyrannical aura. Are you Gokong Yes Han? Ning Cheng stared at this rough man and asked. Gokong Yes Han ignored Ning Cheng's words. He had just arrived at the Receiving Heaven's Stone, and did not know about the matter of Ning Cheng killing Cecil. What's more, Ning Cheng was just a cultivator at the 7th level of Sea Opening Realm. As such, he did not put him in his eyes. His eyes kept staring at Ji Luofei, while he felt a burst of excitement in his heart. Coming here today, it truly was a stroke of luck for him to see such a woman. Thinking that he would soon possess such a woman, he could not help but smile from the bottom of his heart. There were not many female cultivators in the rootless Black City, and even fewer stunning female cultivators. What's more, even if there were a few stunning female cultivators, they would still have people backing them. This place was not an ordinary true cultivation continent. As long as one had the strength, one could casually go out and bring back 12 beautiful female cultivators. Every beautiful female cultivator in this place was a rare resource. The waiter, on seeing Gokong Yeshan's appearance, quickly sent a sound transmission. Lord Gokong, this person is called Ning Cheng. He killed Cecil at the Receiving Heaven's Stone 3 days ago. Gokong Yeshan felt shocked in his heart. Cecil was only at the Crucible Transformation 5th level. Yet this person in front of him managed to kill him. Did this person conceal his cultivation? Thinking of this, he no longer dared to look at Ji Luofei with an unscrupulous gaze. Instead, he glanced at Ning Chung and spoke. Yes, I am Gokong Yeshan. Do you know me? Oh, I just wanted to ask you about one thing. 6 years ago, did a female cultivator by the name of Yanji come to the receiving heaven stone, and then you tried to capture her? As a result, she and another couple were forced to leave this place. Ning Chung spoke in a genial tone. Gokong Yeshan showed a faint smile. If it were something else, he would have felt some fear. However, when it came to Yanji, he did not care even half a bit. The matter of driving Yanji away was not only related to him, but also to the rootless Black City's junior city master Su Liangji. Who would have the courage to provoke the rootless Black City's junior city master? Unless they wanted to court death. That's right. That woman doesn't know what's good for her. Junior city master only invited her to discuss Dao laws, yet she still showed such a bad temper. She deserved it. Gokong Yeshan spoke with a calm voice. Ning Chung suddenly spoke up in a clear voice. All the people living in the Silver Thunder rest stop must leave immediately. Today, I want to destroy the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce's rest stop at the Receiving Heaven Stone. After 10 breaths, those who do not leave will be killed without mercy. Ning Cheng's words were just like a shocking thunder that attracted all the people here. Not only the people from the Silver Thunder rest stop, but even the rest of the people also felt shocked. Was this fellow an idiot? Daring to destroy the Silver Thunder rest stop at the Receiving Heaven's Stone? Even an idiot wouldn't do such a thing, right? You're courting death. Gokong Yeshan reacted and roared, bringing out a huge bronze drum. However, without waiting for him to act, Ning Chung also brought out his Nirvana spear. Boom! When the Nirvana spear struck the bronze drum, Gokong Yeshan immediately felt a powerful backlash. His bronze drum had yet to show its might when Ning Cheng's Nirvana spear suppressed it. Gokong Yeshan was experienced and knowledgeable, but this kind of spatial shackles that did not belong to him left Gokong Yeshan horrified. He certainly knew about domains, but Ning Cheng did not use any weapons. Only the shackles of a domain could produce such a terrifying effect. In the rootless Black City, even among the plundering life realm, there were only a few who comprehended domains. However, today, he unexpectedly met an expert with a domain, causing the shadow of death to envelop him. Gokong Yeshan no longer cared about the consequences, and crazily burned his essence blood in an attempt to break free. Fortunately, Ning Cheng's domain was not something he could control. Even Ning Chung himself could not control his fake domain. After spurting out a few mouthfuls of blood, Gokong Yeshan broke free from the shackles of Ning Cheng's domain and frantically retreated. He had not yet retreated to a safer place when a dozen axe shadows swept over. These dozen axe shadows were covered in dense axe lines, which sealed off Gokong Yeshan's retreat. At this time, Gokong Yeshan had not yet brought out his defensive magical weapon. However, in just a moment of hesitation, these axe lines sliced through Gokong Yeshan's body. Blood sprayed out, and Gokong Yeshan's axe lines tore through Ning Cheng's body. From the start of the battle between Ning Chung and Gokong Yeshan, it only took a dozen breaths before Ning Chung beheaded Gokong Yeshan. After a moment of silence, the entire Silver Thunder rest stop turned chaotic, as countless cultivators who stayed in the Silver Thunder rest stop rushed out. Several cultivators from the Silver Thunder rest stop, who had just rushed out to besiege Ning Chung, on seeing Ning Chung instantly kill Gokong Yeshan, did not know whether to advance or retreat. Ning Chung did not show even half a shred of politeness, as his axe line combined with his Nirvana spear swept out. At this moment, the entire entrance of the Silver Thunder rest stop turned into a bloody mist. The Silver Thunder rest stop's restrictions shattered under Ning Cheng's spear, causing the entire rest stop to clearly appear in Ning Cheng's sea of consciousness. However, the next moment, Ning Cheng angrily punched at the entrance of the rest stop. With a boom sound, the entire rest stop turned into ruins. Several of the rest stop stewards, who had managed to escape in panic, were directly torn to pieces by Ning Cheng's anger. Chapter 454. In the basement of the Silver Thunder rest stop, a skinny little girl was imprisoned on an altar by an array formation, while a pale yellow flame burned under the array formation. Ning Cheng did not need to ask. He knew that this little girl must be the little girl left behind by the couple. According to the shop assistant, This little girl had been here for 6 years. It was reasonable to say that she should be around 12 to 13 years old. However, Ningcheng was looking at a 7 to 8-year-old little girl. The reason why this little girl had not died yet was that the array formation under the altar did not allow her to die. Coupled with her cultivation at the essence-building realm, with the meager amount of spiritual qi, she could barely hang on to her last breath. Soaring anger started to burn in Ningcheng's heart. Ningcheng punched the basement into pieces, smashing the array formation into pieces. He then reached out and picked up the little girl imprisoned on the array formation. The little girl's skinny body, in Ningcheng's hands, felt like a piece of dried wood, light as a feather, without even half a shred of weight. Ji Luofei's eyes also turned red as she watched from the side. Treating a 6 to 7-year-old little girl in such a cruel manner, this Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce simply did not have even half a shred of humanity. The pitiful little girl was taken away by Ningcheng from the array formation altar. Her entire body collapsed, while her soul, which was suspended by the array formation, rapidly weakened. From this, one could see that in just a moment, this little girl's life would vanish into thin air. Ningcheng no longer cared about anything else. He directly cut a piece of essence of wood and infused it into the little girl's body. The powerful life energy of the essence of wood instantly stabilized the life of the little girl in Ningcheng's arms. Only at this moment did Ningcheng feel relieved. He once again put a pill into the little girl's mouth and looked down at the little girl in his arms. At this time, the little girl had been tortured to the point that her appearance could not be seen at all. Even a few sparse hairs had fallen off. Her skinny body looked like a lotus in the cold winter. Ningcheng stood above the ruins of the Silver Thunder Rest Stop and looked at the many onlooking cultivators. He then spoke out in a loud voice. The Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce burned a 7 to 8-year-old little girl with a soul-burning array formation. I, Ningcheng, swear that if I do not destroy the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce, I will not be a human. This time, Ningcheng did not collect any evidence. Since things had already reached this point, any reasoning would be useless. Only blood would be able to explain everything clearly. Although some of the cultivators disapproved of it, most of the cultivators agreed with Ningcheng's words and felt that the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce had gone too far. Everyone, when I came yesterday, Cecil from the Jiaxing Chamber of Commerce tried to kidnap my wife. I thought, if the end of Heaven's Road was filled with this kind of trash, it would only add more filth to Heaven's Road. Today, I will say these words here. Whoever dares to act like this in Heaven's Way, I, Ningcheng, will definitely kill them. This massacre will start from the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce. Ningcheng's tone was filled with killing intent as it spread out. No one dared to underestimate Ningcheng. A person who could kill a Crucible Transformation 7th level cultivator in just a dozen breaths was definitely not a simple person. Gary and Bian Xiao, who were hiding on the side, were completely dumbfounded. Ningcheng dared to kill Cecil. From this, they knew that Ningcheng was not a person who was good at enduring, nor was he a person who would let others bully him. No matter how much courage they had, they could never have imagined that Ningcheng would dare to directly destroy the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce at the Receiving Heaven's Stone. What's more, they all knew about this old matter. Not only did it involve the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce, but it also involved the rootless Black City's junior city master Su Liangji. How much courage would one need to have? Or was it because the ignorant were fearless? Ningcheng walked out of the ruins of the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce with the little girl in his arms. The cultivators watching from the outside immediately parted to make way for them. At the entrance of the Heaven City's rest stop, the shop assistant on seeing Ningcheng come over quickly bowed and spoke, "Greetings, senior." With Ningcheng's power and influence, regardless of the outcome in the future, addressing him as senior would definitely not be a problem. Ningcheng nodded. "I still want to stay in the Heaven City's rest stop. I wonder if that's possible?" "Haha, Brother Ning can stay in my Heaven City's rest stop. We open our doors to do business. How could it not be possible? From now on, Brother Ning can stay in our rest stop for only 1,000 black coins a night. Even if you want to exchange black coins, you will still have to exchange 100 spirit stones for 1 black coin." A laughing voice arrived. Ningcheng then saw a middle-aged man with a mustache. This middle-aged man had a smile on his face and looked very gentle. Moreover, his cultivation was at the Crucible Transformation 8th level. Steward Mu. The shop assistant on seeing this man quickly bowed and called out. The man nodded and cupped his fists towards Ning Cheng before speaking. This one is Mu Tsuanjian, the steward of the Heaven City's Chamber of Commerce in the Receiving Heaven Stone Rest Stop. I'm Ning Cheng, and this is my wife Ji Luofei. Many thanks to Steward Mu for giving me such a preferential price. Ning Cheng also cupped his fists and spoke. Although Ning Cheng knew that the Chamber of Commerce in this place had some conflicts, Ning Cheng still felt grateful for Mu Tsuanjian's attitude. The reason why Ning Cheng did not want to go to the rootless Black City immediately was that the little girl had not yet woken up, and her body was still in the process of recovering. The second reason was that he felt that his strength was still a bit low. The laws of this place were a bit stronger compared to the Tian continent's laws. If he used spirit stones and medicinal pills to cultivate in this place, it would have a slight effect. Since he had offended so many people, he definitely would not have the strength. Ning Cheng had never been to the rootless Black City, however he now knew about the Receiving Heaven Stone. The Receiving Heaven Stone allowed him to rush into the void from anywhere. Even if he ended up besieged, he would still have room to escape. For the time being, regardless of how dangerous the void was, it was at least a way out. Watching Ning Cheng enter the Heaven City's rest stop from a distance, Lan Wenbin remained silent. He had always thought that Ning Cheng had the strength to kill Cecile. But now it seemed that it was not just a matter of strength. If replaced with him, even if he had the strength, he would not have done such a thing to court death. This person's courage truly covers the heavens. Jiying also muttered. Although she had just arrived at the Receiving Heaven Stone, she still knew a bit about the consequences of Ning Cheng destroying the Silver Thunder merchant house. Let's go. Lan Wenbin sighed. He originally wanted to make friends with Ning Cheng. But Ning Cheng did such a thing, he did not dare to make friends with Ning Cheng. Ning Cheng had a lot of healing pills coupled with the essence of wood. In just 2 days, the little girl finally woke up. However, her eyes were filled with horror. For a 7 or 8-year-old girl to cultivate to the essence-building realm, her qualifications were definitely top-notch. Moreover, Ning Cheng did not need to ask. He knew that after this little girl was born, she spent almost all of her time cultivating. Otherwise, even if her qualifications were good, it would be impossible for her to reach the essence-building realm at the age of 7 or 8. This was a pitiful little girl. Her parents had strictly urged her to cultivate since she was a child. Finally, she managed to come out with great difficulty. However, she ended up being brutally burned by the soul-burning array formation for 6 years. Even if it was Ning Cheng, he still felt uncomfortable in his heart. Little sister, you don't have to be afraid. No one will use fire to burn you in the future. What's your name? Where do you come from? Ji Luofei grabbed the little girl's hand and gently asked. Perhaps it was Ji Luofei's soft eyes and beautiful appearance that made the little girl feel a little more at ease. She stuttered out a few words. My name is Ijuju. As Ning Cheng and Ji Luofei continued to talk to Ijuju, Ijuju finally felt a little better. Just as the shop assistant had said before, Ijuju and her parents came from the Holy Heaven continent. Her father was called Jin, while her mother was called Chang Manin. From the time she could remember, Ijuju had been soaking in a variety of medicinal liquids and cultivating in various ways. Ning Cheng and Ji Luofei also gave out a sad sigh. This little girl simply did not live a happy day. Uncle, did the people from the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce kill my father? Ijuju finally asked her first question. Although she asked the question, she still looked timid, fearing that Ning Cheng would scold her. No, your father is gone for the time being. You will meet again in the future. Ning Cheng could only try his best to comfort the little girl in front of him. Even he did not know what to say. Ijuju lowered her head. Although she was young, it did not mean that she was not sensible. After experiencing so many hardships, although her body was still that of a 7 to 8-year-old, her mind was no longer that of a child. Uncle, I want to cultivate. Ijuju's tone was somewhat timid. She did not know if her uncle and big sister who saved her would get angry if she made such a request. Cultivation required cultivation resources. When she was a child, she followed her parents and did not know how many heavenly materials and earthly treasures she had used. Ningqing gently stroked Ijuju's head. After the nourishment of the essence of wood, in just 2 short days, she had already lost all her hair, and once again grew some short hair. Juju, you don't have to worry about cultivation. You and big sister Luofei should wait for your body to recover before you start cultivating. Cultivation is not something that can be done in a day or 2. You can't spend all your time cultivating. Sometimes you need to do other things. Although Ijuju's actual age was 13 or 14 years old, Ningqing still did not want her to spend all her time on cultivation. You can go into seclusion. I'll take care of Juju. Ji Luofei could see Ningqing's thoughts. Ningqing wanted to stay here to help Ijuju recuperate, but he also wanted to improve his own cultivation. Rootless Black City. For countless years, no one knew how many cultivators had gathered in this place. Most of the cultivators either died of old age in this place or fell within the void. However, there were also some cultivators who left the rootless Black City and entered a more blood-boiling starry sky. Any place, after a long time, would have its own rivers and lakes, and the rootless Black City was no exception. In the rootless Black City, there were countless big and small forces. However, the forces that could truly speak in the rootless Black City were only 12. The auspicious Star Chamber of Commerce was undoubtedly one of them. Although they did not have the ability to leave the rootless Black City alone, they still traded with many merchant ships from distant planets and continents. They even had the ability to obtain some of the quotas to leave the rootless Black City. At this time, the auspicious Star Chamber of Commerce was located in the rootless Black City's merchant house, with several men and women sitting in the assembly hall. This was because a very arrogant newcomer had arrived at the Receiving Heaven's Stone. This newcomer had unexpectedly killed Cecil, the crucible transformation cultivator from the auspicious Star Chamber of Commerce at the Receiving Heaven's Stone. There is no need to go to the Receiving Heaven's Stone. After arriving at the Receiving Heaven's Stone, there is simply no way out. This person will definitely come to the rootless Black City. Wait until he arrives at the rootless Black City before we start. Even if the other party is powerful, he is not an expert in the plundering life realm. At best, he is just a crucible transformation cultivator. There is nothing worth paying attention to. An old woman with dark red hair spoke out in a flat tone. Chapter 455. What I mean is, let's not move against this person. Let's just pretend that we don't know anything about this matter. Another crucible transformation 9th level cultivator, sitting next to the old woman, spoke up. The old woman sneered. Xianingqiu, I didn't expect that the more you live, the more timid you become. You are just a new cultivator. Yet you are so scared that you don't even dare to breathe loudly. The crucible transformation 9th level cultivator called Xianingqiu replied in a cold tone. If you knew what this newcomer did not long ago, you would not have said that. What did he do? The old woman subconsciously asked, while the rest of the people in the room also looked at this man. Xianingqiu spoke up. He leveled the Silver Thunder Rest Stop and instantly killed Gokong Yeshan. The people belonging to the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce in the Silver Thunder Rest Stop, none of them managed to escape. The people in the room immediately looked at Xianingqiu in shock. It was not the first or second time that an arrogant newcomer came to the Receiving Heaven's Stone. Moreover, they had seen this kind of thing many times. However, they had never seen a newcomer who dared to level the Silver Thunder Rest Stop before. Not to mention a single person. Even their auspicious Star Chamber of Commerce would not dare to level the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce's rest stop on the Receiving Heaven's Stone. That's not all. After this person eradicated the Silver Thunder Merchant House, he also said that the day he came to the rootless Black City would be the day the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce would perish. After listening to Xianingqiu's words, the old woman opened her mouth and spoke up after a while. The Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce actually did not do anything to him. The Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce's association head, Pu Lung, is not in the rootless Black City. Do you think that without at least 2 plundering life realm experts, do you think that it would be possible? Although I am timid, Senior Apprentice Sister Fei is much more courageous than me. How about Senior Apprentice Sister Fei go and capture that Ningqing fellow? However, Xianingqiu did not let go of the speechless old woman. She continued to add a sentence. The white-haired old man sitting at the head waved his hand and spoke. Enough, this person can instantly kill Gokong Yeshan, which means that he is definitely not a crucible transformation cultivator. Even if he is a crucible transformation cultivator, he is not an ordinary crucible transformation cultivator. Cecil has always been very arrogant at the Receiving Heavens Rock, and sooner or later he will cause trouble for our Jiaxing Merchant Association. Now that he was killed, he deserved it. Since the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce wants to deal with this person, then my auspicious Star Chamber of Commerce will not make a move for the time being. If the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce kills this person, then we will just have to stab them with a knife. If the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce wants to cooperate with us, we can also take this opportunity to speak. This white-haired old man was the auspicious Star Chamber of Commerce's Deputy Association head, Mao Xiuxuan. As for the meaning behind his words, everyone present understood it. Although Cecil was not much, he was still a member of the auspicious Star Chamber of Commerce. Since the other party had killed Cecil, the Jiaxing Enterprise would definitely seek revenge. Now that this person had also offended the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce, the auspicious Star Chamber of Commerce would be able to profit from the sidelines. Therefore, he decided to first take a look at what the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce had to say. Ningqing found it strange. He had been cultivating in the Heaven City's merchant house at the Receiving Heaven Stone for 2 months, and his cultivation had already reached the peak of the 7th level of Sea Opening Realm. However, the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce had yet to send anyone to look for him. In these 2 months, Ijuju had also recovered very well. With the help of various medicinal pills and food supplements, Ijuju not only had short black hair, but also no longer looked like a bag of bones. Ijuju was only at the early stages of the essence-building realm. Although she was able to abstain from eating, Ji Luofei still found a way to get some supplements for her. Although her pair of big eyes on her thin face still made people feel distressed, it also gave her a lot more vitality. She no longer looked like a 7 or 8-year-old child, and looked slightly older. Ningqing did not continue to cultivate. His cultivation consumed too many spirit stones. In the rootless Black City, spirit stones were very important. Without spirit stones, nothing could be done. Moreover, staying in the Heaven City's rest stop was just too expensive. Although Mu Tsuanjian had lowered the price to the lowest possible level, and did not even collect Ijuju's accommodation fees, it was still not the way to go. Originally, he wanted to wait for the people from the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce to come to the Receiving Heaven Stone. After killing a batch, he would then head to the rootless Black City to kill another batch. But now that the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce did not come, he did not need to wait any longer. Once he arrived at the rootless Black City, he would definitely kill the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce. Luofei, we're leaving for the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce. 2 months later, Ningqing finally made a decision. Hearing that Ningqing wanted to leave, the Heaven City's rest stop steward, Mu Tsuanjian, specially sent Ningqing to the rootless Black City's void ship. At the same time, he also sent a message to Ningqing. The reason why the people from the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce did not come was because the association head Pu Lung had brought many experts from the Chamber of Commerce and left the rootless Black City. Moreover, the people from the Black City Pill Union and the City Master's Mansion had also left. Even the junior City Master Su Liangji had gone with them. It had been almost half a year since they left, yet these people had yet to return. This news made Ningqing feel relieved. Since the experts from the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce were not here, it was the best thing for him. He wanted to take the opportunity to destroy the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce first. As for that junior city master Su Liangji, he was even more determined to kill him. However, he knew that he had to eat one mouthful at a time. He had to take care of them one by one. When Ningqing and Ji Luofei boarded the ship with Ijuju, some cultivators took the initiative to greet them. Ningqing was a famous name in the Receiving Heaven Stone. There was no one who did not know about him. Although they had never seen Ningqing in person, Ningqing's battle crystal balls were sold everywhere. Even the steward in charge of the void ship arranged a good room for Ningqing. As for the rest of the cultivators, they chose to stay in the cabins of the ship. Ningcheng felt a little speechless in his heart. This world was just like this. He raised the Silver Thunder rest stop to the ground, because the people in this rest stop were too shameless. Now these people seemed to regard him as an unreasonable and ruthless person. Sure enough, good people always end up getting bullied. Did ruthless people get any benefits? From the receiving heaven stone to the rootless Black City was not too far away. As such, the void ship only took 3 days to travel along a fixed route. Even if it was a huge void ship, it would have to travel along a fixed route in such a place. Otherwise, it would face the danger of tearing through the void. Moreover, this void ship also had different grades. This void ship from the receiving heaven stone to the rootless Black City should be the lowest grade. 3 days later, the void ship stopped outside a huge city. A white road about 2 or 3 feet wide extended from the void ship to the edge of the city wall in the distance. Ningcheng guessed that this giant city was definitely the rootless Black City. However, the rootless Black City was not black in color. Rather, it was a gray-colored city. An endless number of restrictions and arrays covered the outside of the city. Some of these restrictions were man-made, while others were natural. However, with such dense restrictions, one's spiritual consciousness simply could not sweep in. Outside the rootless Black City, one could only see the endless void everywhere. Sweeping out with one's spiritual consciousness would cause one to feel flustered. Ningcheng knew that this was because he rarely came outside the void. As for the periphery of the rootless Black City, even Ningcheng's spiritual consciousness could not sweep through it. A large number of cultivators stepped onto the white road and headed towards the rootless Black City. Ji Luofei pulled Yi Zhuzhu and Ningcheng together as they followed the crowd of cultivators into the rootless Black City. The rootless Black City's city gate restriction had already been opened, while 2 early-stage crucible transformation cultivators stood at the entrance. Every cultivator who wanted to enter the rootless Black City had to purchase an identity jade card from this place. One had to engrave their name, aura, and appearance on it. Otherwise, they would not be allowed to enter the rootless Black City. Each identity jade card was worth 10,000 black coins. After the Ningcheng trio purchased 3 identity jade cards, they also obtained 3 small manuals. This manual was similar to the survival manual given to them by the shop assistant from the Heaven City's rest stop. However, it contained slightly more content. The rootless Black City was divided into 5 regions. The rootless Black City was divided into 5 regions. The East City and the South City were the residences of wealthy cultivators. Generally, the more powerful cultivators lived in this area. The land and immortal caves in this area were also the second highest in terms of price. Ordinary cultivators simply could not afford them. The North City was the place where the middle-class cultivators resided. Some rogue cultivators formed a variety of void adventure teams in this area to enter the void in search of black essence stones. The West City was the place where the poorest cultivators resided. Moreover, the spiritual chi in this area was also the weakest. Generally, every time the rootless Black City suffered a siege from the void beasts, it would start from the West City. The Central City was the heart of the entire rootless Black City, where the rulers of the rootless Black City resided. There were also some large chambers of commerce, as well as some fleets that gathered in this place. The land and immortal caves in this area were even more expensive. Within the entire rootless Black City, it was the most expensive place. Moreover, it was not something that could be bought with black coins. One would also need to have a high status. The manual was very straightforward and did not conceal even half a bit of information. Moreover, the manual also indicated some of the main chambers of commerce and the street distribution of the rootless Black City. Ningcheng easily found the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce. The Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce was located in the Central City district of the rootless Black City. On the booklet, there were also some introductions to the sale and rental of immortal caves. Many of the cultivators who entered the rootless Black City dispersed one after another. These people either went to buy their own immortal caves, or went to rent places. There were many rest stops in the rootless Black City. However, there were very few rest stops. If one wanted to live in the rootless Black City for a long time, one simply could not afford to stay in a rest stop. Ji Luofei always looked after Ningcheng. Whatever Ningcheng did, she would always follow behind him. Izuzu, on the other hand, did not make any decisions. Carefully holding Ji Luofei's hand, her pair of bright eyes glanced around. From time to time, she would also touch the ring on her hand. This ring was something that Ning Cheng had given to her. Inside it, not only did it contain a variety of medicinal pills and spirit stones for cultivation, but it also contained many talismans and magical weapons. I want to destroy the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce first. Do you have any good ideas? Ning Cheng had never given up on destroying the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce. In any case, he and the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce were like fire and water. Even if he did not start, once the people from the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce returned, they would definitely take action against him. What's more, if he did not destroy the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce, he would always feel uncomfortable in his heart. However, Ning Cheng was also very clear in his heart. He had just arrived here, and if he immediately started to destroy the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce, it would definitely be a very dangerous thing to do. It would be best to first find a way out before starting. Otherwise, even the guards of the rootless Black City would not let him go. Unless his strength truly made everyone feel fear, no one would dare to stand up and speak any nonsense. Chapter 456. Ji Luofei rarely expressed her own opinions. Now that Ning Cheng asked about it, she hesitated for a moment before speaking up. The rootless Black City has a lot of guards. Moreover, there was also someone following us a moment ago. I'm afraid that it was someone from the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce. I think we should find a place to stay in the northern part of the city first, and then figure out the situation here in detail. It would be best if we could find a foothold outside of the rootless Black City. Otherwise, in case we fail, we would have nowhere to go. Alright, let's go and see if there are any caves in the North City. Ning Cheng immediately agreed with Ji Luofei's words. Just a moment ago, Ning Cheng had already noticed that someone was following them. He was sure that the people following him were not from the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce, but from the auspicious Star Chamber of Commerce. The rootless Black City Trade Union. This was the largest gathering place for cultivators within the rootless Black City. As long as one was a cultivator living in the rootless Black City, he or she would have definitely come here. This guild hall could be said to be the largest public place in the entire rootless Black City. Although it was not a public square, it was not much smaller than an ordinary public square. Of course, such a large area would not be built in the center of the city. Instead, it would be built at the edge of the middle city. After the Ning Cheng trio entered the guild hall, they saw a huge hall in front of them. On the first floor of this hall were various array formation displays. Countless information slowly scrolled through these displays. These were all information on the rental, sale, and transfer of the cave abode. There was a sign at the entrance of the staircase on this floor. On it was written that the second floor was for quests and parties. All kinds of information could be found in this place. Ning Cheng asked a few questions and found the only way to leave the rootless Black City. That Gary really did not lie to him before. If he wanted to leave the rootless Black City, then he would have to rely on some of the forces within the rootless Black City. Every 10 years, a void ship from the Starry Sky mainland would arrive at the rootless Black City. These ships would purchase a variety of ores and materials from this place. The void around the rootless Black City was rich in black essence stones. Every time these void ships came, they would always return with a full load. Because these void ships wanted to purchase black essence stones and other materials, they had an inextricable relationship with the major forces within the rootless Black City. If one wanted to leave the rootless Black City on this airship and head to the real Starry Sky mainland, one would have to contact these forces. Only by paying a huge amount of black coins would he have the opportunity to walk away. Otherwise, even if there were many empty seats when the void ships left, they wouldn't let you take them. The last time a ship had come to this place was 2 years ago, which indicated that even if the Ning Cheng trio wanted to leave this place, they would have to wait for at least another 8 years. Ning Cheng knew that now was not the time to think about leaving. He had to find a place to live. 8 years was not 8 days. Although immortal caves in the rootless Black City were rare, it did not mean that they did not exist. In this place, there were only a few cultivators who could afford a decent immortal cave with a large number of black coins. Ning Cheng quickly found the information he needed. on a huge array formation display. It contained all the information regarding the sale and rental of immortal caves within the rootless Black City's North City. A small immortal cave with a Sihiyuan would cost at least 1,000,000 black coins. 1,000,000 black coins was equivalent to 100 million spirit stones. Ordinary cultivators would find it hard to afford it. Moreover, this was only the immortal caves in the northern city. The immortal caves in the eastern city and the southern city were worth millions, or even tens of millions of black coins. As for the cave abode in the western part of the city, the price was the cheapest. However, that place was very chaotic. Generally, people with some wealth would not go to the West District. Let's buy an immortal cave in the northern city. Ningqing chose an immortal cave priced at 1.08 million black coins in the northern city. 100 million black coins was not much for him. Ningqing did not exchange all his spirit stones for black coins. He only exchanged them for 200 million spirit stones worth of black coins, which amounted to a total of 2 million black coins. For Ningqing, spirit stones could be used for cultivation and driving magical artifacts, as well as arranging spiritual gathering arrays, among other things. Black coins were just a currency unit. Although they could be used in the rootless Black City, who knows if they could still be used after leaving the rootless Black City? Regarding Ningqing, a cultivator who had just arrived, spending 1,000,000 black coins to buy an immortal cave, the people from the trade union did not find it strange. Many of the cultivators who had just arrived in this place could afford such an immortal cave. Some of the wealthy cultivators even bought immortal caves in the southern city and the eastern city. However, these cultivators would only sell the immortal caves they bought after a period of time. They would not sell them for good ones, but for bad ones. The rootless Black City did not allow private flights. After Ningqing purchased the immortal cave, under the guidance of the seller, he was able to board a small airship. This airship flew along a fixed route within the rootless Black City. In just an hour, it arrived at the North City where he had purchased the immortal cave. Along the way, Ningqing felt the distinct hierarchy of the rootless Black City. In the middle district, there were all kinds of commercial buildings and rest stops. As they approached the North District, the streets were obviously in decline. Even though there were some merchant houses, they were very simple and there weren't many people. After arriving at the residential area, there were no more commercial buildings to be seen. The cultivator who sold the immortal cave to Ningqing helped Ningqing open the immortal cave's array formation, and immediately left the place. The location of the immortal cave that Ningqing purchased was not very good. It was close to the edge of the rootless Black City. Generally speaking, the closer the cave was to the edge, the less safe it was. Ningqing, Jiluofei and the other two had just arrived at the entrance of the immortal cave, when dozens of spiritual consciousnesses swept over. A few spiritual consciousnesses lingered on Ningqing's body for a long time, but none of them took it back. Apparently, they were aware that Ningqing's cultivation was too low, only at the late stages of the sea-opening realm. However, not many spiritual consciousnesses swept over Jiluofei. After all, Jiluofei was a crucible transformation cultivator. Ijuju trembled under the pressure of these powerful spiritual consciousnesses. Ningqing estimated that even if the few of them just moved in today and disappeared from this place the next day, no one would come to ask about it. Arriving at this place, Ningqing finally felt another difference between the Middle District and the North District. That is, in the North District, there were only a few patrolling guards, while in the Middle District, there were patrolling guards everywhere. If the North District was like this, then the West District would be even more chaotic. Maybe there were no patrolling guards at all. Ningqing did not show even half a shred of politeness, as his powerful spiritual consciousness and killing intent instantly blasted out. The few spiritual consciousnesses that were lingering around him were immediately suppressed by him. A cultivator in the sea-opening realm was also affected by this powerful imposing manner, causing him to spit out a mouthful of blood on the spot. This scared the cultivator so much that he no longer dared to sweep out with his spiritual consciousness. The several crucible transformation cultivators who were using their spiritual consciousnesses to investigate also understood that this newly arrived sea-opening realm cultivator was not a simple character. After these malicious spiritual consciousnesses were blasted away by Ningqing, Izuzu finally calmed down. Ningqing did not have any intention of finding trouble with these people. Living in this place, they were constantly struggling between life and death. Wanting these cultivators to abide by any rules was simply nonsense. In this place, there was only one sentence: if you have the ability, then live, if you don't, then die. The law of the jungle, where the strong preyed on the weak, was vividly reflected in this place. After the Ningqing trio entered the courtyard house, they felt somewhat satisfied. This courtyard house had 4 rooms, with a spiritual medicine garden, and a light gathering array formation in the middle. The rootless black city did not have any sunlight. All the light came in through the array formation. Even the sun above the rootless black city was a result of the array formation. However, the materials needed to be provided by everyone living in the rootless black city. Although Ningqing had purchased an immortal cave in the North District, the 3 of them lived in this place, which meant that they had to provide a certain amount of black coins every day. Except for some of the cultivators in the West District who had to provide slightly less black coins, the other 4 districts provided the same amount of black coins. It was definitely not the Central District, Eastern District and Southern District that had better living conditions and better security, which meant that they had to pay more black coins. Ningqing let Luofei and Izuzu find a place to rest, while he first removed all the array formations outside the courtyard house. Some of the peeping spiritual consciousnesses, on seeing Ningqing remove all the restrictions around the immortal cave, immediately felt shocked. To survive in this place, the immortal cave's array formation restrictions were the most important thing. If it was an immortal cave without any array formation restrictions, even if it was given to others, no one would dare to live in it. Moreover, if one wanted to hire an array formation grandmaster to rearrange one's immortal cave, it would require a lot of black coins. Unless one was a fool, no one would remove the defensive array formations around their own residence. However, these people quickly understood what was going on. It turned out that this person was an array formation grandmaster. The courtyard house's immortal cave was quickly covered by an array formation. Moreover, this array formation was definitely a rank 6 array formation. Seeing that Ningqing was an array formation grandmaster capable of arranging a rank 6 array formation, the peeping spiritual consciousnesses instantly disappeared without a trace. If not for a deep hatred, no one would be stupid enough to find trouble with a rank 6 array formation grandmaster. Knowing that Ningqing was a rank 6 array formation grandmaster, the cultivators immediately despised Ningqing in their hearts. Since he was a rank 6 array formation grandmaster, why did he still want to live in this place? Ningqing, of course, was not a rank 6 array formation grandmaster. Rather, he was a rank 8 array formation grandmaster. The materials in his hands were more than enough for him to arrange 1 or 2 rank 8 array formations. However, he did not arrange the rank 8 array formations outside. Instead, he quietly arranged a rank 7 concealed killing array and a rank 7 defensive array inside the rank 6 defensive array. Then he arranged a rank 8 concealed killing array around the 3 people's residence. Finally, he connected these array formations to form a serial killing array. With Ningqing's means, even if a plundering life realm cultivator came here, they would not be able to escape. After arranging all these array formations, Ningqing finally arranged a spiritual gathering array. Luofei, you and Juju can cultivate first. I'll go to the trade union to find any news about Ruolin and the others. Ningqing handed over the control array flags to Luofei and Izuzu. With the array formations in this place, even if a plundering life realm cultivator came, Luofei would be able to stop them. What's more, he would not go far. You go, nothing will happen here. Ji Luofei knew that if she did not find any news about Ruolin soon, Ningqing would continue to worry. Chapter 457. The rootless Black City was filled with restrictions that shielded one's spiritual consciousness. As such, wanting to use one's spiritual consciousness to find Ning Ruolin was simply impossible. If he wanted to check if Ruolin had come to the rootless Black City, then the best place to do so was the trade union of the rootless Black City. The bottom floor of the rootless Black City's trade union was for the rentals and sales of immortal caves, while the second floor was for information on various team quests or information about treasures appearing in the void. The third floor was the place for certification of various professions, such as alchemist, blacksmith, talisman refiner. The fourth floor contained some information queries, which Ning Cheng had obtained from the mouths of others. "Excuse me, senior, is there anything I can help you with?" Ning Cheng had just walked to the entrance of the fourth floor when a young female cultivator took the initiative to greet him. This female cultivator only had the cultivation of profound core realm. Ning Cheng guessed that she should have been born in the rootless Black City, or else someone else had brought her here. "I want to check on the people who came to the rootless Black City in the past few years. Can you check it here? If you can't find it, then where do you need to find it?" Ning Cheng asked in a very polite manner. "You can check it here, but the cost of the inquiry is 100,000 black coins." The young female cultivator replied with a smile. Ning Cheng gave out a dark sigh in his heart. This was just too much. Just checking the information required 100,000 black coins. Although he knew that the price was too much, Ning Cheng still took out 100,000 black coins. This female cultivator felt pleasantly surprised as she took the black coin from Ning Cheng. There were many people who wanted to find information from her. Many of the cultivators who came to this place wanted to find out if any of their acquaintances who had passed through Heaven's Way had come to the rootless Black City. However, there were not many people willing to pay 100,000 black coins. Most of the cultivators, after hearing the price, immediately dispelled the idea. 100,000 black coins could be used for a lot of things in the rootless Black City. Do not look at the 50,000 black coins needed to travel from the receiving Heaven's Stone to the rootless Black City. This was entirely due to the receiving Heaven's Stone and the other forces earning spirit stones from the newcomers. Once these newcomers came to the rootless Black City, they would always be careful with their spending and would rarely squander like Ning Cheng. Ning Cheng, who did not hesitate to take out 100,000 black coins to check some information. Such a situation was not common. Finally receiving a local tycoon like Ning Cheng, this young female cultivator turned even more enthusiastic. Ning Cheng quickly found the cultivators from the Rainbow Fall Sword sect who came to the rootless Black City 6 years ago. There were a total of 8 people, including Ning Ruolin and Meng Jingxiu. When Ning Cheng saw the message, he immediately felt relieved. Among the cultivators who came to the rootless Black City from the Tian continent 6 years ago, some of them had already left the rootless Black City 2 years ago. At least from Ning Ruolin's information, Ning Cheng could see that 2 years ago, Ning Ruolin and the others had left with 2 plundering life realm cultivators. These 2 plundering life realm cultivators were Rui Baishan and Meng Jingxiu. For Rui Baishan and Meng Jingxiu to advance to the plundering life realm, Ning Cheng felt that it was quite normal. Rui Baishan's cultivation should have been above the crucible transformation realm. However, due to the limitations of the Tian continent's heaven and earth laws, he was unable to advance. Since Meng Jingxiu had obtained the immortal mansion, even if her qualifications were poor, her cultivation should still be the fastest among the few of them. What made Ning Cheng puzzled was that he could not find any information about Su Anjin. Logically speaking, an expert like Su Anjin would definitely not get into trouble in Heaven's Road, unless this woman changed her name and registered here under a different name. After coming down from the 4th floor, Ning Cheng felt a lot more comfortable in his heart. At least he knew that Ruolan was safe. When Ning Cheng arrived at the 2nd floor, he casually glanced around and found that more than 90% of the cultivators who teamed up here were looking for black essence stones in the void. Ning Cheng did not intend to go out to look for a black essence stone mine right now. However, he intended to look for information about the black essence stones first. He did not want to go out to look for a black essence stone mine, at least not for now. If he wanted to destroy the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce, then he must find a way out. Since you know that you don't have enough black essence stones, why are you not willing to take the risk? How will you gain a foothold in the rootless Black City in the future? Besides, the people going out this time are not just the 2 of us. There are at least 50 people. What do you have to worry about? 2 cultivators whispering about searching for black essence stones in the void reached Ning Cheng's ears, causing Ning Cheng's heart to immediately move. That's right, he knew that once he provoked the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce in the rootless Black City, it would definitely not be a trivial matter. As long as such a thing happened, He Ji Luofei and Yi Zhuzhu would definitely not be able to stay in the rootless Black City. They might not even be able to walk out of the rootless Black City. So why would he take the initiative to provoke the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce? He had to destroy the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce. However, he could just wait for others to come looking for him. With the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce's character, he had already raised the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce's rest stop at the Receiving Heaven Stone. Once the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce's association head came back with a group of experts, how could he not take the initiative to find trouble with him? As long as the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce's people took the initiative to go to his place to find trouble with him, then everything would be easy to handle. With his attainments in array formations, coupled with the powerful array formations arranged in his residence, even if 10 Crucible Transformation cultivators plus 1 or 2 Plundering Life Realm cultivators went there, it would not be enough. What worried Ningcheng the most was that he did not know when the people from the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce would return. What if they did not return after half a year? Ningcheng did not think of himself as a gentleman. Therefore, he wanted to take revenge as soon as possible. The Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce and the rootless Black City's junior city master had forced Yanji into the void. Now that her life or death was unknown, why would he be willing to wait? At this time, another cultivator replied, "But that place is too far away. Moreover, many of the people who went there have yet to return." The cultivator who tried to persuade him spoke with some disdain. "That place was found by Junior City Master. And our team was also arranged by Junior City Master. The last time Junior City Master left the rootless Black City, it took him half a year to return. I estimate that this time, he would only stay in the rootless Black City for a few days before setting off again. Otherwise, he would not have announced that he would form a team before entering the city." When Ningcheng heard this, his heart moved and he quickly asked, "Two friends, I just heard you talking about forming a team. Did Junior City Master come back?" "Of course. You can take a look at the team information on the third array formation display. Junior City Master Su and the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce's Association head Pu have both gone out for half a year. This time, they came back because they found a large black essence stone mine." The cultivator glanced at Ningcheng and found that Ningcheng was a late-stage sea-opening realm cultivator. As such, he did not speak in a polite manner. Ningcheng looked up and saw the huge words on the third array formation display. Not only was Junior City Master Su Liangji looking for people to form a team, but even the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce's Association head Pu Lung was also looking for people to form a team. According to it, they had found a huge black essence stone mine in the void. Only a lot of cultivators would be able to dig out these black essence stones. All the cultivators who signed up to form a team could take away 50% of the black essence stones they dug out, while the other 50% had to be given to the person who initiated the team. The information on the array formation display indicated that Pu Lung and Su Liangji had not yet entered the rootless Black City when they issued the team announcement. Junior City Master has just entered the city. Since there are so many people in the team, I guess that Junior City Master will come directly to the trade union. A cultivator looked at the communications pearl in his hand and spoke up from the side. Hearing this, several other cultivators who were still hesitating immediately said that they wanted to sign up and participate in this team. Ningcheng felt shocked and immediately sped up to leave the trade union. Junior City Master Su Liangji had returned, and the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce's Association head Pu Lung had also returned. With Pu Lung's ability, he should have already known about the matter of him destroying the Receiving Heaven Stone and the Silver Thunder Rest Stop. Since the other party knew about this matter and still wanted to form a team, it showed that the other party did not take him seriously at all. In other words, the first thing Pu Lung would do after returning to the rootless Black City was not to go to the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce's headquarters, but to go to his residence and kill him. Because the other party thought that it would be easy to kill him, he still wanted to form a team to head out. Thinking of this, Ningcheng sped up even more. In just half an hour, Ningcheng once again returned to his residence. Ji Luofei did not cultivate. Apparently she was waiting for him. Yi Zhuzhu also did not cultivate. How is Rulan? As soon as Ningcheng returned, Ji Luofei eagerly asked. Rulin is fine. I just received the news that the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce's Association Master, Pu Lung, has returned. I raised the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce's rest stop at the Receiving Heaven's Stone. I'm sure that after the Association Master returns, he will definitely come to us. Ningcheng explained. Ji Luofei did not feel anything. Since Ningcheng said so and did not intend to escape, it showed that Ningcheng had his own means. After Izhuju heard Ningcheng's words, her face turned pale and her body trembled. The Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce had not only injured her body and soul, but it had also left a terrible scar in the depths of her soul that was difficult to erase. When Ningcheng spoke about this place, Izhuju's heart immediately filled with panic. Zhuju, don't be afraid. This is my territory. I guarantee that he will not be able to return. Ningcheng gently caressed Izhuju's head and comforted her in a soft voice. Initially, he was wondering when the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce's Association Master and some of the experts would return. He did not expect that they would return so soon. Since the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce's experts had returned, it made things much easier. If he stayed in his place and did not leave, then the people from the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce would definitely take the initiative to attack him. As long as the people from the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce took the initiative to attack him, he could easily kill these people and then kill them back. Once he had enough reason, even the rootless Black City's city master would not dare to do anything to him. His courtyard was filled with array formations. As such, he was not afraid of anyone who came here. What's more, as long as he occupied the main reason, even the rootless Black City's city master would not dare to do anything to him, unless the other party truly had the ability to erase him at any time. Luofei, I will first lead those people into our array formations. When we start, I will hold these people back. You can directly activate the killing array to help. I will also arrange another killing array. Ningcheng had just dropped a few array flags when several powerful spiritual consciousnesses swept over. Ningcheng estimated that 2 of these spiritual consciousnesses definitely surpassed his own. Ningcheng was very clear about the strength of his spiritual consciousness. Even a Crucible Transformation 9th level cultivator might not be able to surpass his spiritual consciousness. Now that 2 cultivators with spiritual consciousnesses surpassed his own, Ningcheng did not need to ask to know that these 2 were definitely in the plundering life realm. Moreover, one of them was most likely Pu Lung. Luofei, they're here. Get ready to close the door and beat the dogs. Although the opposite party had 2 plundering life realm cultivators, Ningcheng did not feel any fear. As long as he could kill all the people who entered this place, he could then openly destroy the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce. Chapter 458. 11 powerful auras rushed into the vicinity of Ningcheng's immortal cave in the North City district. When the cultivators living in the vicinity felt the auras of so many powerful cultivators, they immediately retracted their spiritual consciousness. They did not dare to release any of their spiritual consciousnesses outside, nor did they dare to offend them. At that moment, all the cultivators were puzzled. Why would there be so many powerful cultivators in this corner of the Northern City district? This place was simply unremarkable within the entire rootless Black City. Under normal circumstances, no powerhouses would come here to waste their time. Moreover, there were 2 life tribulation realm experts among them. The reason was soon revealed. These 11 powerful auras surrounded a small courtyard house. Moreover, this cave house had just been moved here. The surrounding residents secretly felt that they were unlucky. Although these experts were not targeting them, no one wanted to be patronized by experts. Even if they were patronizing their neighbors, they still felt unsafe. With so many experts here, not only did the number of patrolling guards not increase, but even the occasional patrolling guards had disappeared. Obviously, these patrolling guards also knew that these people were not people they could offend. Ningcheng, on discovering that so many experts had come this time, also felt a little puzzled in his heart. It was reasonable to say that the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce would not attach so much importance to him. This kind of lineup could almost sweep away the entire Yixing mainland. Among the 11 experts, 9 of them were at the late stages of the crucible transformation realm, while the other 2 were cultivators in the plundering life realm. Ningqing quickly understood that after these cultivators arrived, they did not immediately attack his immortal cave, but rather started to arrange an array formation. In just a short time, a concealment and shielding array was set up. Seeing the actions of the other party, Ningqing secretly sneered in his heart. These guys were deceiving themselves. The whole world knew that they were here to destroy him, but these guys still wanted to cover it up. For others, this kind of cover-up would be meaningless. However, for the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce, this kind of cover-up was useful, as no one would bother to investigate it. Ningqing took out a crystal ball, while on one side recording the things that these people had done, while on the other side thinking about how to get rid of these 11 people in the future. As for the other party's intention to set up a shielding array formation, he had no intention of stopping them at all. He also needed such a formation to kill these people in secret. Among the array masters here, the one with the highest proficiency in array formations was barely a level 6 array grandmaster. This meant that it was absolutely impossible for the other party to see through the concealment formation that he had set up in a hurry. Guildmaster, I'll just go in for a bit. He's just a minor sea-opening realm cultivator. Among the cultivators outside the Sihiyuan cave dwelling in Ning City, a long-haired man with an extremely devilish appearance said. The man addressed as association head was none other than Pu Lung of the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce. Pu Lung had a very tall stature, at least 2 meters in height. After hearing the long-haired man's words, he smiled. No need, let's go in together. This puny sea-opening realm cultivator is not simple at all. Not only did he raise my Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce's rest stop on the receiving heaven's stone, he even dared to live in the rootless Black City. She didn't know if he was fearless because he was ignorant, or because he was a level 6 array grandmaster. So I really want to see if he has 3 heads and 6 arms. Pu Lung's eyes swept around a bit, and was able to clearly see that Ningqing's immortal cave was protected by a rank 6 defensive array. Boom. After Pu Lung finished speaking, he blasted out a punch. The incomparably huge fist rolled up a burst of indistinct fist shadows, as it blasted onto the rank 6 defensive array arranged by Ningqing, causing the rank 6 defensive array to shake. Immediately after, a caw-caw sound emerged. This rank 6 defensive array could not even block a single punch from Pu Lung. Not waiting for Pu Lung to continue, the other Crucible Transformation 9th level cultivator lifted his foot and kicked down. With a crashing sound, a rank 6 defensive array was blasted apart by this punch and kick. Pu Lung and the others walked into Ningqing's immortal cave, and found Ningqing and Ji Luofei standing in the middle of the courtyard looking at them. You have quite the courage. Not only did you kill my Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce's Gokong Yeshan, you even raised my Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce's rest stop on the receiving heaven stone. Yet you still dare to stay in the rootless Black City. Pu Lung's cold gaze fell on Ningqing. He did not think that Ningqing would turn out to be so young. Not only that, but Ningqing was also a sea-opening realm cultivator. He had always suspected that Ningqing was not a sea-opening cultivator, but a crucible transformation cultivator in disguise. Ningqing did not speak. He was currently calculating if he could simultaneously activate his rank 7 trap killing array and rank 8 killing array, and then use the maximal flame spiritual technique to kill all 11 people at once. Let me see what kind of ability you have, daring to not put the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce in your eyes. Pu Lung's words had not yet finished when Ningqing directly sent a sound transmission to Ji Luofei, start, under the Qian position. Ji Luofei, who had been preparing, had just received Ningqing's sound transmission when she immediately brought out the array flags in her hands. A rank 7 trap killing array compared to a rank 6 array formation. Wasn't it just a level higher? Almost at the same time as Ji Luofei started, Ningqing also raised his hands. In just a twinkling of an eye, the bright and clear courtyard suddenly turned gray, while countless killing lights swept out from all directions. At this time, not to mention their vision, even their spiritual consciousness turned blurry. They simply could not see anything around them, nor could they hear any sounds around them. Not good, this is a rank 7 trap killing array. Everyone do not panic. Just follow my movements. The rank 6 array formation Grandmaster only spoke a few words before coming to a stop. He understood that this was not only a rank 7 trap-killing array, but also a variety of dense fog array formations, forming a chain of rank 7 trap-killing arrays. As the surrounding environment turned blurry, Pulung also felt surprised in his heart. However, he quickly understood that this was a rank 7 trap-killing array. If there was no one presiding over this rank 7 trap-killing array, then with his strength, he would have been able to break it sooner or later. However, now that there was someone presiding over it, not only was there someone presiding over it, there was also someone assisting him. Nevertheless, Pulung still did not feel any fear in his heart. He had already experienced a lot of storms and waves, not to mention a rank 7 trap-killing array. Even if it was a rank 8 trap-killing array, so what? What's more, he was not alone in this place today. He immediately gathered his true essence and spoke. Everyone, before you start, let's first confirm if there is anyone around. If there isn't anyone, then go all out. Pulung's words suddenly came to a halt. He also saw that this place could not transmit his voice out. Moreover, there was also a sound shielding array formation here. If it were a trivial sound shielding array formation, Pulung would not have cared about it at all. However, he was currently in the middle of a rank 7 trap-killing array, with countless blade lights constantly attacking him. Although these attacks could not harm him for the time being, it also prevented him from breaking this array formation in a hurry. I didn't think that I would really underestimate you. A trivial sea-opening realm cultivator, yet unexpectedly a rank 7 array formation Grandmaster. Interesting. Pulung knew that even if the cultivators from the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce could not hear his words, Ningcheng should be able to hear them. Pulung did not finish his words, because just as he found a way to break open the rank 7 trap-killing array, several more terrifying killing intents attacked him. The killing intents in the surrounding space started to distort, and even contained a trace of killing intent. Blade lights were no longer the main means of attack, while the killing intents and spatial shackles were getting more and more terrifying. No, Pulung's entire body was soaked in cold sweat. This was not a rank 7 trap-killing array, but a rank 8 killing array. However, these were not the most frightening things to him. The most frightening thing was that when he brought out his magical weapon, he felt as if the surrounding space no longer belonged to him. This was definitely not a simple spatial shackles. He felt as if he was in someone else's territory. Moreover, this territory was no longer under his control. A threat of death welled up in his heart. Pulung knew that this was not just a matter of a rank 7 trap-killing array and a rank 8 killing array, but a rank 7 trap-killing array and a rank 8 killing array, along with some other messy array formations, forming a chain array formation. If it were just a few chain array formations, Pulung still had the confidence to rush out. However, what cast a shadow over his heart was that the person presiding over this array formation was also the same person who arranged the grand array. Even so, it was not all. What really caused his last trace of confidence to collapse was that the Grand Master presiding over this array formation was a powerhouse who had comprehended a domain. This was the realm that cultivators yearned for the most. Even Pulung had not comprehended a domain until now. However, an expert who had comprehended a domain had appeared in this place. If he knew that Ningcheng had comprehended a domain, he would never have come to this place. Even if he knew that Ningcheng had destroyed the Silver Thunder Rest Stop, he would never have come to this place. At this moment, he finally understood why Ningcheng had such great confidence. Even after destroying the Silver Thunder Rest Stop on the Receiving Heaven's Stone, he still dared to stay in the rootless Black City. However, Pulung was very clear about one thing. If he could deal with this chain array formation with someone presiding over it, then it would definitely be even more difficult for the others. He had to break through this array formation in the shortest possible time. At the very least, he had to find a flaw in this array formation. Otherwise, once someone died, it would become even more difficult for him to break through this array formation. Screams erupted. Pulung's heart, just like his name, turned cold. This was not just one scream, but 6 screams in a row. This indicated that 6 crucible transformation cultivators from the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce had died. Moreover, The other party had deliberately transmitted these screams to him. Otherwise, he might not have been able to hear them. Therefore, it was likely that more than 6 cultivators from the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce had died. Stop, my Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce admits defeat this time. As Pulung spoke, his true essence crazily combusted, while the huge ring in his hand transformed into a ring edge. These ring edges were several times more powerful than usual. Under these powerful ring blades, the space that did not belong to him finally opened up a huge gap. Pulung's surroundings had just relaxed a bit when 12 axes shot towards him. These 12 axes transformed into an axe trace, bringing with it an extremely strong axe intent and murderous aura. Pulung's surroundings, which had just been cut open, once again did not belong to him. Pulung's complexion turned pale. Being forced into such a state by a sea-opening realm cultivator was something that he had never experienced before. He was sure that these 12 axe traces did not belong to the killing array. Although the killing array was powerful, it could not create 12 axe traces formed from the killing intent. He could imagine that since Ning Chung could use such a terrifying axe intent to attack him, then the rest of the people would obviously suffer the same attack from Ning Chung. Chapter 459. Boom. Raging flames suddenly erupted around him, as an earth-shattering wave of fire swept towards him from all directions. This terrifying flame made Pulung feel despair. He finally understood what this collapse was. It was the flame that burned everything in the space, creating a false collapse. However, because he overestimated Ning Chung and used a half-ring unique move, the result was that he ended up being the one killed. After regret, he immediately turned to hate. The person he hated was not Ning Chung, but Yen Fu, who had just escaped. Ning Chung was already an arrow at the end of its flight. If he had not escaped and attacked Ning Chung, he would still have had the opportunity to kill Ning Chung. Although Ning Chung had killed 9 of the 12 people, he was still very clear in his heart that he did not really win. At this moment, he could not hold on any longer. This young man had a slightly long face, but with his strong and sturdy body, his long face did not look out of place. However, he still had a lot of credibility when it came to his words. At least his promises were basically honored. Because of this, when the news of him forming a team came out, many people were willing to sign up. Beast, I will swallow you. Pulung screamed, as the Rong Huan in his hand once again turned into a half-moon-shaped ring light and swept out. He did not have a domain, but his Rong Huan Meng could roll up a binding force similar to a domain. This black-robed long-faced young man was the junior city master of the rootless Black City, Su Liangji. His father was the rootless Black City's premier expert, Su Kai, and Su Kai was also the rootless Black City's city master. Ji Luofei no longer had any help, and was sent into the miniature world by Ning Chung. Ning Chung knew that once the array formation broke, if he did not activate the maximal flame spiritual technique, then he would not have the opportunity to do so. Yes, Junior City Master. As the 2 cultivators replied, they had already disappeared from the hall on the 2nd floor along with the voice of this Junior City Master. A few screams erupted. Ning Cheng's face turned pale as he continuously threw out array flags. At the same time, he also had to control the 36 cosmic true devil axes. Seeing Yen Fu escape at this time, Pulung turned furious. This half-Rong Huan, whether Ning Cheng dodged or blocked it, he would change his moves in time. Under the crazy burning of his true essence and essence blood, the Rong Huan would automatically explode, bursting out endless ring lights. These ring lights would control the surrounding killing power, sucking in Ning Chung. Even Huan Meng would not be able to kill Ning Chung, at least both sides would suffer. Not to mention that he also had Yen Fu on his side. Moreover, he believed that this desperate Rong Huan would definitely be able to kill Ning Chung. Replying to Junior City Master, the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce's Association Master Pulung led 10 people to the North City District to catch that Ning Chung. After they went in, they never came out. They could only hear violent explosions coming from inside, as well as strong fluctuations in the surrounding space. As for what exactly happened inside, it was still unclear. We came back to ask the young city lord if we should enter the other party's cave abode to check. Don't look at how he had gained the upper hand by using the serial killing array. In reality, there were still 3 of the most powerful fellows that had yet to be killed. If the slightest crack appeared in his formation, the result would be the complete opposite. Su Liangji's team already had more than 50 cultivators, with the worst cultivation among them being at Crucible Transformation 4th level. For Su Liangji, what he needed to do now was to select 50 people, and dismiss those who were not needed. Pu Leng instantly sobered up from the anger caused by Yan Fu's escape. His mood immediately turned from extreme anger to surprise. Ning Cheng was also an arrow at the end of its flight. Since he could not escape from his false half-ring, then the other party would definitely not be able to escape from his absolute kill. Pu Leng did not hesitate for even half a moment, and directly launched the Ronghuan absolute kill. His spiritual consciousness had just surged over his magical weapon when he felt a burst of collapse around him. It felt as if something was missing in this space. This state was very similar to the shackles of a domain. However, it made him unable to make the right choice in the shortest time. The most worthless thing in this world was if. You could if for anything, but you would not be able to change the result. A burst of regret welled up in Pu Leng's heart. He had already investigated Ningcheng, and found that there were 3 people living here. Ningcheng was a sea-opening realm cultivator, while the woman beside Ningcheng had the cultivation of Crucible Transformation 2nd level. This kind of cultivation was completely negligible to them. As for the little girl, in the eyes of the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce's experts, she was nothing but air. Although Su Kai could leave the rootless Black City at any time, he did not want to leave. Not only did he not want to leave, even his only son, Su Liangji, did not want to leave the rootless Black City. A black-robed young man was sitting in the middle of the hall on the 2nd floor. Beside him stood 2 extremely beautiful female cultivators. He knew that he was finished. At this moment, he only had a single thought in his mind: regret. He did not regret coming to Ningcheng. Rather, he regretted using the half-ring feint move. If he had rushed out of the array formation and used the absolute kill, he would have already killed Ningcheng. Raging flames rose up in Ningcheng's courtyard, and the sound of the explosion could be vaguely heard throughout the entire North City district. However, no one came over, nor did anyone use their spiritual consciousness to investigate. The cultivators sent out by Su Liangji quickly returned. The 2 of them had not even left the trade union's entrance when they received the news. Si Pingxian was the only plundering life realm cultivator in the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce. Although he was not as strong as him, he was still an extremely important figure for him and the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce. With his current state, he absolutely could not resist the combined attacks of 2 plundering life realm cultivators and a powerful Crucible Transformation cultivator. The Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce, together with Pu Leng, had 2 plundering life realm cultivators. This time, all of them went together, yet none of them came out. Just what kind of major event was this? Poof! When Ningcheng's 12 axes split the long-haired demonic-looking man into several pieces, the axes surrounding Pu Leng instantly weakened. The Rong ring in Pu Leng's hand suddenly erupted with radiance, and a ring edge with a radius of several feet shot out. There is no need to go to that place. Immediately investigate this cultivator named Ningcheng. Find out why he wanted to raise the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce's rest stop at the Receiving Heaven Stone. Su Liangji stood up, and the first sentence he spoke was to order his people to investigate the cause of this matter. Even the cultivators from the starry skies had spread rumors that there were many geniuses outside. He also believed that even the most powerful geniuses would not be able to display such terrifying strength with just the cultivation of sea-opening realm. After this cultivator finished speaking, not only did Su Liangji's complexion drastically change, even the surrounding cultivators who heard it felt shocked. Everyone felt shocked at Ningcheng's tenacity. Even if this newcomer was an array formation expert, he should not be able to block 11 powerhouses for such a long time, right? However, despite knowing that this matter was very strange, no one dared to use their spiritual consciousness to investigate it. Because of this fear towards Ningcheng, Pu Leng's real killer move was the one behind the Rong ring. What Yan Fu brought out was not a weapon to attack Ningcheng, but an escape talisman. The escape talisman, when activated by the Rong ring, also completely activated. It gave out a burst of blinding white light, and in just a twinkling of an eye, it rolled up Yanfu and broke through the space. At this moment, Si Pingxian had already turned into more than a dozen pieces of flesh and blood. Pu Leng felt his mind turning black. He never thought that Si Pingxian would die in front of him. Pu Leng had overestimated Ning Cheng, and similarly overestimated his ruling power in the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce. When he broke through Ning Cheng's entrapment killing array formation, and at the same time threw out his final killing move, Yanfu also brought out something. Unfortunately, he realized it a little too late. As the crazy waves of fire squeezed in, Pu Leng screamed out in pain. As a tribulation transformation cultivator, he understood his situation too well. Yanfu was only a crucible transformation 8th level cultivator. Compared to the 11 people who came to Ning Cheng, his cultivation was simply unremarkable. With his cultivation, he unexpectedly managed to persist until the end, just like Pu Leng. Even Ning Cheng felt some fear towards him. In just a breath's time, Rong Ring had already pierced through Ning Cheng's waist, leaving behind a long trail of blood. Why hasn't Association Master Pu arrived yet? If he came any later, I wouldn't have much time to wait for him. The long-faced youth picked up a cup of spiritual wine on the table in front of him and drank it, before speaking up with some dissatisfaction. Pu Leng's people had not come out after going in. There was no need to ask about this matter. It definitely boded ill rather than well. Otherwise, Pu Leng would have already come to the trade union's hall. Rootless Black City's trade union's second floor. Even in his rage, Pu Leng still did not lose his mind. He believed that his half-Dao Rong Ring light would not be able to do anything to Ning Cheng, because the other party was more proficient in the application of domains compared to him. He could only use his own magical skills to bind the surrounding space, while the other party could control the surrounding space at any time and from any place. If Kacha. Ning Cheng's entrapment killing array finally burst open. At the same time, the surroundings cleared up, allowing Pu Leng to see Si Pingshuan's fate. How could he have thought that the truth was so far from what he had imagined? At this time, the cultivators living around Ning Cheng's immortal cave could only feel the surrounding space shaking. Some of the overflowing murderous aura invaded, causing these cultivators to tremble in fear. What's going on? Su Liangji put down the cup of spiritual wine in his hand. Pu Leng rarely regretted his actions. However, this time, he truly regretted it. He was sure that Ning Cheng's cultivation had not reached the crucible transformation realm. Ning Cheng was a powerful sea opening realm cultivator, which he had cultivated for 500 or 600 years, yet he had never seen before. Not only had he never seen such a person before, he had never even heard of such a person before. Even the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce's premier expert, Shui Yiren, was not as terrifying as Ning Cheng when he was in the sea opening realm. Don't look at Su Liangji as a lecherous worm with an insidious personality. Among the female cultivators in the rootless Black City, as long as he took a fancy to them and could get his hands on them, he would definitely get his hands on them. If they could not satisfy him, then he would make sure that female cultivator lived a life worse than death. If anyone offended him, then that person would sooner or later die without a complete corpse. The Rong Ring light, which had just been stimulated, was interrupted at this moment. Sensing the threat of death, Pu Leng subconsciously shuddered. Chapter 460. Ning Cheng and Ji Luofei were currently sitting in a small courtyard. For an alchemy grand master like Ning Cheng, although his injuries were very serious, it did not affect him too much. With the help of the pills and Ning Cheng's true essence, his wounds quickly healed. Ji Luofei still covered Ning Cheng's wounds with her hands, helping Ning Cheng heal. In just less than an hour, half of Ning Cheng's waist had been cut open, and only a faint trace remained. Luofei, I want to raise the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce to the ground now. This is the best time to do so. Otherwise, it would have been difficult to find such an excuse. After Ning Cheng's injuries healed by 70 to 80%, he immediately wanted to raise the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce to the ground. I'll go with you. Ji Luofei stood up. Although she felt very reassured about Ning Cheng, but if he left her line of sight to raise a Chamber of Commerce, she would still feel somewhat apprehensive in her heart. Ning Cheng gave Ji Luofei a hug and spoke in a soft voice. This time, I must have killed most of the experts from the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce. At this time, maybe the people from the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce have already received the news and are ready to escape. You don't have to worry about me, but you should be careful. Remember, when I'm not around, the formation must be closed. I need to tidy up the place that I blasted out with my maximal fire divine ability. I'll be back in a while. The rings of the 11 powerhouses were also a considerable amount of wealth. Unfortunately, under Ning Cheng's maximal flame spiritual technique, most of them ended up exploding. Only a few of them managed to be collected by Ning Cheng. As one of the 12 major forces of the rootless Black City, the status of the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce could be imagined. Therefore, the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce's residence was located in the most prosperous central city district of the rootless Black City. The top of the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce's residence was covered in flashes of lightning all year round. This lightning was left behind by the most powerful expert in the history of the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce, Shuiren. When the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce suffered an attack, these thunder lights would then take the initiative to form a thunder array to counter the attacker. This principle was similar to the serial killing array that Ning Cheng had arranged in his residence, which gave him the home advantage. Shuiren possessed a thunder spiritual root and had an extremely powerful cultivation. He was once the #1 expert in the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce. Strictly speaking, the first association head of the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce should have been Shuiren. However, in order to pursue a higher cultivation level, he left earlier and went to the distant starry sky world. Since Pu Lung's group of 11 had been annihilated, the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce was naturally the first to know about it. However, no one dared to go to the North City District to find Ning Cheng to settle accounts. Pu Lung was a powerful person, and even 11 of the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce's top-notch experts had gone together. Yet, all of them ended up dead at the hands of Ning Cheng. If they went, it would be no different from sending vegetables to their deaths. At this time, inside the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce, dozens of people sat in a large hall, all of them with grim expressions, filled with worry. Don't look at their numbers. However, the highest cultivation among them was only at the Crucible Transformation 5th level. Even if these cultivators gathered together, a life-plundering realm cultivator would be able to kill them all. This Ning Cheng is extremely bold. If I didn't guess it wrong, he would have come here sooner or later. A female cultivator stood up and spoke. She was planning to run away. With the experts from the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce completely annihilated, these people would not be able to hold on for even a quarter of an hour. That should be impossible, right? The Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce was located in the Central City District. Yet he dared to attack the Central City District? Even if my Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce didn't come forward, those patrolling guards wouldn't have let him do anything. Besides, the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce's thunder is not something that just anyone can withstand. Another Crucible Transformation cultivator immediately retorted. Apparently, although he was worried about the association head, he thought that Ning Cheng would not dare to come over. The female cultivator coldly spoke up. Do you think that this is a matter of courage? If he was timid, would he dare to raise the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce's rest stop on the receiving heaven's stone? If the association head and the others really had an accident, do you think that anyone would speak up for the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce? Tell me, why didn't anyone stop my Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce from going to the North City District? That is because of strength. If the other party came here without anyone stopping him, it would be a very normal thing. It's all about strength. After the female cultivator finished, she turned around and left the hall in just a moment. Everyone turned silent. Although there were many patrolling guards in the rootless Black City, they were all composed of the 12 major forces. If the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce lost its strength, then it obviously could not be regarded as one of the 12 major forces. Of course, no one would come forward to help them. The reality of the people in this place was absolutely bare. Several other cultivators also stood up. From the looks of it, they also intended to leave the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce's station, just like the female cultivator. Boom! All the cultivators in the hall felt a burst of tremors. It felt as if the entire Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce's building would collapse at any moment. Endless thunder lights overflowed from the roof of the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce's building, forming a dense silver thunder rain line. Even inside the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce's building, one could feel the endless thunder lights. He's here. A sea-opening realm cultivator spoke up with a trembling voice. Almost at the same time, another roar erupted. This time, the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce's building shook even more violently. At this time, everyone in the hall quickly stood up, while several people rushed out in a hurry. Looking at their appearances, they obviously did not want to stop the person who came to attack the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce's building. Instead, they wanted to escape just like the female cultivator from before. The people who stayed behind also looked at each other. No one took the initiative to go out and fight. At this time, everyone understood that since the other party could attack a second time, it meant that the thunder light shield on the roof of the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce's building could not affect him. A few more cultivators quickly rushed out of the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce's building. Just like the cultivators who left in front of them, no one tried to stop the person attacking the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce's building. Everyone just wanted to escape. Naturally, the one who came to deal with the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce was Ningcheng. To deal with the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce, Ningcheng did not hesitate to directly attack the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce's main building. Once he raised the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce's station, the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce would definitely be removed from the rootless Black City. The thunder light source on the roof of the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce's building, under Ningcheng's attack, immediately erupted with countless lightning arcs. These lightning arcs wrapped around the entire Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce. Ningcheng also had a thunder spiritual root. Not only that, but he also had the everlasting Blue Thunder City. Even if Ningcheng did not bring out the everlasting Blue Thunder City, the damage caused by these lightning arcs was negligible. Although these endless lightning arcs could not harm Ningcheng, the cultivators who escaped from the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce suffered heavy casualties. Nearly 70% of the cultivators died under these lightning arcs, while 20% of the cultivators suffered minor or severe injuries. Only 10% of the cultivators rushed towards Ningcheng's side. However, Ningcheng killed all the cultivators who rushed towards him, causing them to fall to the foot of the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce's building. Ningcheng's attack on the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce in the Central City District was similar to Pu Lung's attack on Ningcheng's Immortal Cave. No one came out to speak, nor did anyone help. Because of the attack on the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce, it caused a large number of lightning arcs to shoot out in all directions, causing the entire street to turn quiet. At this moment, all the cultivators hid inside their houses. They all used their spiritual consciousness to monitor the process of Ningcheng's attack on the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce. However, none of them dared to come out. Even the many guards in the Central City District could not see anyone's shadow. However, in the distance, a few guards used a crystal ball to record Ningcheng's attack on the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce. In a conference hall not far from the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce, a dozen cultivators were discussing something. Compared to when Pu Lung attacked Ningcheng's Immortal Cave, no one asked anything. What they discussed was whether or not they should join forces to kill Ningcheng. Facing such a powerful attack from Ningcheng, the ordinary guards in the city would definitely not be enough. We have to deal with him. Otherwise, if any random person came to the Central City District and destroyed a Chamber of Commerce, how could the entire rootless Black City maintain any semblance of order? This kind of newcomer who just came here dared to act so arrogantly. If we don't kill him, it would not reflect the prestige of our rootless Black City. A white-haired old man stood up in anger, and spoke while waving his hand. However, no one stood up to echo his words. This fellow was Mao Xiuxuan of the Auspicious Star Chamber of Commerce. The Auspicious Star Chamber of Commerce and Ningcheng also had a grudge. Moreover, Ningcheng had killed Cecile of the Auspicious Star Chamber of Commerce. As for what Mao Xiuxuan said about not reflecting the prestige of the rootless Black City, it was simply nonsense. As for why Ningcheng wanted to destroy the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce, everyone already knew the reason behind it. Which Chamber of Commerce would be willing to take the initiative to offend such a powerful person? As for the auspicious Star Chamber of Commerce, they already had a grudge against Ningcheng. As such, no one was willing to take the lead. However, everyone thought that Mao Xiaoshuan was right about one thing. That is, Ningcheng, this new cultivator, was just too arrogant. How long had it been since he arrived? Yet he had already offended both the auspicious Star Chamber of Commerce and the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce. If he lived in the rootless Black City for 8 to 10 years, how many forces would he have to clash with? Some of the people whose strength was not as good as the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce were already thinking about whether or not they should restrain their own people and try not to clash with Ningcheng. Boom! An explosion erupted, causing everyone's feet to shake. Mao Xiaoshuan, who was still trying to persuade everyone to join forces to deal with Ningcheng, suddenly stopped his words. He knew that any more persuasion would be useless. The huge tremors a moment ago indicated that Ningcheng had destroyed the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce's main building, which meant that the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce had been destroyed. The Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce had indeed been destroyed. Ningcheng had killed 90% of the elite cultivators of the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce. Even if they managed to escape, apart from the Crucible Transformation 8th level cultivator, who used a talisman to escape, the rest were just some small fries. Standing above the ruins of the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce, Ningcheng did not leave. He was the one who destroyed the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce. Even the Chamber of Commerce's main building was flattened by him. In the central city district, every inch of land was worth its weight in gold. As such, he did not want his spoils of war to end up in someone else's hands. Even if he did not know if anyone would take the initiative to find him again to avenge the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce, Ningcheng still began to arrange an array formation. He arranged the simplest encirclement array formation, which completely encircled the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce's land. Then he used the array formation to engrave a huge sign and placed it above the ruins of the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce. There were only 4 words on the sign: for sale. Chapter 461. Su Liangji sat calmly on the second floor of the rootless Black City's trade union. No one knew what he was thinking. Just a moment ago, he had received the exact news that the matter between Ningcheng and the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce had a direct relationship with him. 6 years ago, he had seen a Crucible Transformation female cultivator called Yanji at the Receiving Heaven Stone. That Yanji, even if placed in an ordinary continent, would have been a peerless beauty, not to mention in this desolate place like the void. Naturally, he had taken a fancy to Yanji at first glance. Gokong Yeshan of the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce, in order to help him, had teamed up with the guards of the city master's mansion to force Yanji out of the Receiving Heaven Stone. It was at that time that hatred was formed. Currently, the battle between the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce and Ningcheng had already dissipated. Even the association master Pu Lung and the Chamber of Commerce's other plundering life realm expert, Si Pingxian, had both died. The Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce's station building had been razed to the ground by Ningcheng and hung up a for sale sign. At the same time, the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce's merchant house and rest stop in the rootless Black City had all fled. Ningcheng had also sealed off these sites and hung up the for sale sign. During the entire process, no one stopped them. Although the auspicious Star Chamber of Commerce's deputy association master desperately asked everyone to work together to deal with Ningcheng, they all responded. 6 years ago, Gokong Yeshan, as an accomplice, was killed. Gokong Yeshan's Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce also ended up dead. However, he, the main culprit, was still safe and sound. Su Liangji was not an idiot. He absolutely did not believe that Ningcheng did not come looking for him because of fear. A person who could destroy the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce obviously would not fear him, a junior city master. Su Liangji was not an idiot like Pu Lung, and directly went to Ningcheng's immortal cave in the North City district. He was not arrogant enough to think that his power was greater than the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce. Once he dared to attack Ningcheng's immortal cave, it would be the same as the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce, giving others an excuse. The reason why he could sit on equal footing with Pu Lung in the rootless Black City was not because of his own strength, but because of his father, Su Kai, and the strength of the city master's mansion. Su Liangji did not know for how long he had been sitting, but he finally stood up and spoke. For the time being, we will go back to the city master's mansion. Everyone living in the rootless Black City knew that something big had happened in the city. That is, a newly arrived cultivator by the name of Ning Cheng, who single-handedly destroyed the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce. At the same time, he also took over the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce's territory. This move had not been approved by anyone. Although the land in the middle of the city was expensive and was difficult to purchase, but in the territory of Ning City, no one dared to buy it. Similarly, no one went to find trouble with Ning Cheng, nor did they try to snatch away Ning Cheng's territory. Everyone in the city was talking about it. Everyone in the city knew what was going on. This matter might have ended with Ning Cheng destroying the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce, or it might have only just begun. Those who were familiar with the cause of this matter knew very well that this matter was not truly over. With Ning Cheng's vengeful personality, he would definitely not destroy the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce and spare his main enemy, Su Liangji. As long as one remained within the rootless Black City, no one would ignore the rootless Black City's city master mansion. Within the rootless Black City, the most mysterious person, and also the most powerful person, was the city master of the rootless Black City, Su Kai. Su Kai had been in seclusion for hundreds of years. However, it was not that he did not appear. 40 years ago, a monk came to the rootless Black City. This monk, for some unknown reason, unexpectedly killed Su Liangji in the rootless Black City. As a result, Su Kai immediately came out of seclusion. Not only did he manage to save Su Liangji's life essence in the shortest possible time, he also chased after the monk from the rootless Black City and killed him in the void. After that, Su Kai helped Su Liangji rebuild his corporeal body before going into seclusion once again. Although this matter looked trivial, no one dared to ignore it. That monk was a powerhouse in the plundering life realm. Otherwise, he would not have been able to kill Su Liangji, who had many guards protecting him. Such a powerhouse in the plundering life realm left the rootless Black City and entered the void. Yet Su Kai still managed to catch and kill him. Therefore, even if Su Kai never showed his face, as long as he was still in the rootless Black City, the city master's mansion within the rootless Black City would still be the most powerful place in this place. Now that Su Liangji of the rootless Black City had not taken any action, Ning Cheng also did not take the initiative to look for Su Liangji. Everyone was waiting for this matter to come to an end. Only then would they dare to buy Ning Cheng's territory. Within the rootless Black City's city master's mansion, Su Liangji had gathered almost all the powerhouses who could afford to take action. Junior City Master, do we still have to go into the void to look for the Black Essence Stone Mine? The one who spoke was a Crucible Transformation 7th level guard beside Su Liangji. He had followed Su Liangji for decades and had always been loyal to him. What's your opinion? Su Liangji faintly glanced at the guard and asked. The guard hesitated for a moment before speaking. I think that Ning Cheng is too arrogant. If we go out, we might end up being followed by this person. Do you think I'm afraid of that Ning Cheng? Su Liangji's tone remained flat. The guard quickly spoke up in fear. No, how can my city master's mansion fear a puny sea opening realm cultivator? My thinking is that it's better to be safe than sorry. I'm afraid that you want me to leave the rootless Black City and continue digging for the Black Essence Stone Mine, right? Su Liangji ignored the guard and tapped his fingers on the tea table in front of him before speaking up in a casual tone. 40 years ago, a person by the name of Monk Shen destroyed my corporeal body. My father killed that Monk Shen. The guard remained bowed as he listened to the words of the junior city master in front of him. At this point, Su Liangji suddenly raised his head and looked at the guard before asking. Shen Zimo, after your master destroyed my corporeal body, I still kept you by my side all these years. Do you know why? Hearing Su Liangji's words, the guard's expression changed and subconsciously took a few steps back. However, he did not show any signs of being at a loss. Since the other party had mentioned his name, it meant that his matter had long since been exposed. You don't have to do anything. With your cultivation, you don't even have half a chance in this place. If I wanted to kill you, I wouldn't even need to lift my little finger. Su Liangji spoke out calmly. The guard suddenly raised his hand and grabbed a black lamp before speaking up in a cold voice. Su Liangji, you already knew that I was Monk Shen's disciple. He did not make a move. He knew that Su Liangji did not lie to him. This place was filled with Su Liangji's guards. With his cultivation at Crucible Transformation 7th level, he would not be able to stir up any waves. Su Liangji stood up and unexpectedly turned his back to Shinzimo. I have offended a lot of people. Keeping you by my side is to remind me to always be vigilant. Fortunately, I have done a good job over the years. At least those who wanted me dead have already turned into bones. Therefore, I should thank you for your contribution. Su Liangji looked back at Shinzimo and spoke in a serious tone. Shinzimo's complexion immediately turned pale. He finally understood that his scheming was not on the same level as this Su Liangji in front of him. For decades, he turned out to be someone else's stepping stone, a whetstone. It was a pity that he had always been looking for opportunities for revenge. Knowing that he no longer had a chance, Shinzimo no longer bothered to argue. He raised the black lamp in his hand and shot it towards his glabella. A red-colored ribbon swept over, directly wrapping around Shinzimo's wrist, preventing Shinzimo's black lamp from hitting his glabella. Su Liangji, you beast, if you want to kill me, then come at me. Let's see if this Grandpa Shin will even frown. Shinzimo roared in anger. Su Liangji once again sat down and spoke with a faint smile. Why would I want to kill you? I've raised you for so many years. Why would I suddenly kill you? It's a pity. Not only will I not kill you, but I will also ask you to do me a favor. Go to Ningcheng and make peace. As long as he is willing to stop, it doesn't matter if I suffer a loss. He likes beautiful women, and I also like beautiful women. I still have a few beautiful female cultivators here that I have yet to touch. If he wants, I can give them to him at any time. You want me to help you make peace? Shinzimo looked at Su Liangji in a daze. He felt sure that something was wrong with this matter. However, he could not pinpoint what was wrong. That's right, I want you to help me make peace. Ningcheng can destroy the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce, which means that he possesses formidable strength. I hope that he can replace the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce in establishing a foothold in the rootless Black City. Also, tell him that the Black Essence Stone Mine that we found contained a total of 10 billion black coins. As long as he is willing, half of the Black Essence Stone Mine here will belong to him. Su Liangji spoke in a genial tone, without even the slightest hint of coercion. Shinzimo could not help but shudder. He suddenly felt that it was a tragedy for him to live and fight against such a person. North City District, Ningcheng's courtyard. Since the explosion, it had remained quiet. Until now, no one had come to disturb them. Ningcheng and Ji Luofei had already made up their minds to leave the rootless Black City at any time. The only reason why they did not leave was that they did not have a foothold in the void. Another reason was that Ningcheng knew that as long as he had enough strength, destroying the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce would not be a big deal. At this time, Ningcheng and Ji Luofei were in the middle of a discussion in the courtyard. Ji Luofei had already taken care of the crater created by Ningcheng. Ningcheng had also sorted out all the spoils of war. Together with the few Crucible Transformation cultivators that he had killed, he managed to obtain a total of 13 million black coins. Unfortunately, the rings of Pu Lung and several other important cultivators had already collapsed. As such, he could not obtain any of them. As for the rest of the weapons, Ningcheng did not even look at them. Hey, this fellow's courage is not small. He even dared to come to my place. Ningcheng suddenly spoke with a sneer. Ji Luofei quickly asked, who is it? It's that Crucible Transformation 8th level cultivator, who escaped from the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce. He came here using a method to conceal himself. However, under the protection of our Immortal Cave's defensive array, wanting to conceal himself is just a dream. I believe that since this fellow could escape from 11 people, he should not be so stupid. Ningcheng spoke with a smile. Ji Luofei was just about to ask again when she heard a voice. Yan Fu has come to see Brother Ning. Chapter 462. So your name is Yanfu. Come in. Ning Cheng's voice reached Yanfu's ears, and then in front of Yanfu's eyes, a passage suddenly appeared in the foggy courtyard. As soon as Yanfu entered this passageway, the Sihiyuan's defense array was closed again. Ning Cheng had a very deep impression of this crucible transformation 8th level cultivator in front of him. The Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce, along with Pu Lung, had a total of 11 people. Among these 11 people, even 2 plundering life realm cultivators were killed by his array formation. However, Yanfu, who did not have a high cultivation, managed to persist until the end. He even managed to escape using an escape talisman when there was only a sliver of opportunity. Now that Yanfu came here again, Ningqing did not think that he was looking for death. This kind of person would definitely value his own life very much. He would definitely not come here to die for no reason. After Yanfu entered the living room, he saw Ningcheng and Ji Luofei sitting there, and quickly raised his hand to wipe his face. His appearance immediately changed to that of a middle-aged man. His eyes were not big, and his appearance was very ordinary. He was the kind of person who would be lost in a crowd. Ningqing knew that this was Yanfu's true appearance. Yanfu's approach was to show that he came here without any malice, and was honest. Yanfu greets Brother Ning. Yanfu did not mention even half a word about the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce. After coming in, he politely cupped his fists and greeted Ningcheng. Ningcheng nodded. Strictly speaking, Brother Yan and I are enemies. I don't know why Brother Yan dares to come to my place. Are you not afraid of death? Yanfu did not show even half a shred of worry, and spoke in a stern tone. Brother Ning, we are not enemies. From the beginning to the end, I have never regarded Brother Ning as an enemy. Brother Ning should also know that I, a rogue cultivator, would have to join a force if I wanted to obtain greater benefits in the rootless Black City. The Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce is not my faction. It is just a place that I worked with. Now that the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce has disappeared, I am still me and have nothing to do with the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce. The reason why I came here today is to look for Brother Ning to cooperate. Brother Ning should also know that when I came to your mansion that day, I was protecting myself from beginning to end, and had never attacked even half a step. If Brother Ning is not willing to cooperate, then I will immediately leave. If Elder Brother Ning feels that you have to kill me before you are satisfied, then I will admit that I have misjudged people, and will not blame others. Ningqing had to admit that Yanfu was a very good talker. He did not continue to entangle himself in such meaningless things, as he pointed to the bench next to him and spoke. In that case, Brother Yan, please take a seat. After Yanfu sat down, Ningqing asked, I don't know what Brother Yan wants to cooperate with me for. Brother Ning should know why Pu Lung and Su Liangji came back this time, right? Because we really did find a huge yuan mine. Ningqing interrupted Yanfu's words and spoke. Is it the Black Essence Stone Mine? Yanfu cupped his fists towards Ningcheng and spoke. If it were a Black Essence Stone Mine, then I would not have come here to embarrass myself. What we found wasn't a Black Essence Stone Mine, but a Blue Essence Stone Mine. Blue Essence Stone? Ningqing asked in doubt. Yanfu nodded. Yes, Blue Essence Stone. In the rootless Black City, there was no circulation of blue coins. However, in the endless starry skies, the value of blue coins far surpasses that of black coins. A blue coin can be exchanged for 100 black coins. Ningqing immediately felt moved. He had just arrived at the rootless Black City. As such, there were still a lot of things that he did not know. However, he believed in Yanfu's words. Even the currency on Earth had a nominal value. Previously, when he saw that all the black coins were denominated in 1 unit, he found it a bit strange. It turned out that there were also blue coins. Thinking of this, he quickly asked, Brother Yan, since there are blue coins, is there a higher grade currency? Yanfu spoke up. Naturally, in the endless starry skies, currency is the most direct means of circulation. Unlike spirit stones, this thing can only be used by cultivators. I heard that in the endless starry skies, in addition to cultivators, there are also powerful technological martial artists, special ability users, starry skies. Speaking until here, Yanfu took a slight breath before continuing. All kinds of forces exist in the starry skies of the universe. Each of these forces, when cultivated to the extreme, would be able to move unhindered across the entire world. It's just that my cultivation is too low, and I have not heard much about it from others. As such, I am not very clear about many things. When he saw the 5-star battle disc sifting orchid, Ningqing already had a hunch in his heart. Now that he listened to Yan Fu's words, he still felt extremely shocked. The vast starry skies of the universe really was not as simple as he had imagined. Yan Fu saw that Ningqing seemed to be shocked by his words, and did not continue. Instead, he once again returned to the previous topic and spoke. The reason I came to Brother Ning is to tell Brother Ning about the location of the Blue Essence Stone Mine. If I am not mistaken, the Blue Essence Stone Mine is worth at least hundreds of millions of blue coins, which is equivalent to tens of billions of black coins. Ningqing had already completely calmed down. He showed a faint smile and spoke. Brother Yan, I believe what you said, but what is the use of believing it? Can the two of us obtain these blue essence stones with our strength? The two of us certainly cannot obtain it, but Brother Ning, you are an expert in the Tao of array formations. You can go ahead and arrange some array formations. Yan Fu spoke up in a calm voice. Ningqing instantly understood Yan Fu's meaning. With the character of the rootless Black City's junior city master, once he discovered the Blue Essence Stone Mine, he would definitely go there. Yan Fu's meaning was to wait for Su Liangji to completely open up the Blue Essence Stone Mine. Only then would he activate the array formations, kill all these people, and then collect the Blue Essence Stones. This Yan Fu truly was a ruthless person. Just for a few Blue Essence Stones, he would kill them all. However, Ningqing could not be like Yan Fu. He still had his own bottom line. He could kill the people from the rootless Black City's city master's mansion without any pressure. After all, if he did not kill others, then others would definitely kill him. Just like how he destroyed the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce. If he did not destroy the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce, then it would only be a matter of time before others killed it. Therefore, he did not feel even half a shred of psychological burden. It was just like a war between two armies. Whoever killed the other side's people would not feel any burden. Moreover, the cultivators in Su Liangji's team were all people like him, struggling to survive in the rootless Black City. Using these people to dig up the ores, and then killing them all, Ningqing had to admit that he could not do it. You told me this, how much do you want from it? Ningqing's tone did not show much excitement. Feeling Ningqing's tone, Yan Fu suddenly felt a little nervous in his heart. He had thought that no matter who it was, they would not remain indifferent to something that was worth tens of billions of black coins. However, this Ningqing in front of him still remained calm, which made him unable to understand what Ningqing was thinking. I only want 1/10 of it. If you think it's too much, then I can continue to ask for less. From the moment he came in until now, Yan Fu felt a lack of confidence. Ningqing calmly spoke up. I'm different from you. If people do not offend me, then I will not offend them. The rootless Black City's junior city master killed my friend and drove my friend into the void. As such, I must kill him. As for those people brought by Su Liangji, I do not have any direct hatred towards them. My hands will not be stained with this kind of blood. Yan Fu remained silent. He had never seen a cultivator like Ningqing. He even thought that Ningqing was lying to him. In this place, what kind of moral cleanliness was there? He felt sure that among the 10,000 cultivators in the rootless Black City, as long as there was a pile of benefits in front of them, 9,900 of them would not hesitate to take action. If Ningqing did not agree with him, then he might not even be able to keep his life today. Ningqing said that if people did not offend him, then he would not offend them. However, as a member of the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce, he had already offended Ningqing. Yan Fu only hesitated for a moment before taking out a jade strip and handing it to Ningqing. This jade strip contains the location of the Void Blue Essence Mine. Ningqing took the jade strip and scanned it with his spiritual consciousness before speaking up. From now on, we don't owe each other anything. I will go and snatch the Blue Essence Stone. If you want to go, I will not stop you. This kind of thing belongs to whoever manages to grab it. Many thanks. Yan Fu cupped his fists towards Ningqing before quickly walking out. When he reached the door, he suddenly turned around and spoke. Brother Ning, there is one more thing that I want to tell you. Su Liangji is definitely not just a mindless lecher. He is also a very scheming person. Moreover, I heard that his father, Su Kai, is about to advance once again. After Yan Fu walked out of the courtyard, Ningqing once again assembled the array formation. He was still thinking about Yan Fu's words. Whether it was about the various capable people in the universe's starry skies or the blue essence stone mine, Ningqing felt that it was a very important piece of information. Dear, that person just reminded us that the person surnamed Su should not be simple. Isn't his father a cultivator in the plundering life realm? If he advances once again. Even Ji Luofei's tone was filled with worry. As long as he has not advanced from the plundering life realm, I have nothing to fear. I forgot to ask Yan Fu a moment ago. What is the realm after the plundering life realm, alas? Ningqing gave out a sigh. He was not afraid of Su Kai advancing beyond the plundering life realm, but sighed at his own lack of understanding. At this moment, another voice arrived from outside the courtyard. City Master's Mansion's Shen Zimo has come to pay a visit to Brother Ning. Ningqing and Ji Luofei looked at each other in a strange manner. What day was it today? Yan Fu of the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce had just arrived, and now someone from the City Master's Mansion had arrived. One had to know that these two places had a grudge against him. Ningqing opened the array formation and let the cultivator called Shen Zimo come in. Shen Zimo looked like he only had the cultivation of Crucible Transformation 7th level, with a square face and big ears. However, his body carried a trace of death qi. Ningqing was very clear that there were not many cultivators who could see Shen Zimo's death qi. However, he happened to be one of them. Because he had an origin aura, death qi and origin aura had something in common, which Ningqing could see with a single glance. I have no dealings with the City Master's Mansion, nor do I know anyone from the City Master's Mansion. I don't know why you came looking for me. Ningqing motioned Shen Zimo to sit down and spoke up in a calm tone. I came here on orders. Junior City Master values Brother Ning's ability a lot, and wants to invite Brother Ning to the void to look for the Black Essence Stone Mine. He promised that both sides would split it in half. While Shen Zimo was still talking, Ningqing had already walked over, raised his hand and grabbed Shen Zimo's wrist. With Shen Zimo's cultivation, although he was not an opponent against Ningqing, it would still be easy for him to stop Ningqing from grabbing his wrist. However, Ningqing did not do such a thing, and continued to talk about all the conditions put forward by Su Liangji. Even if Yan Fu had not arrived, Ningqing would not have believed that Su Liangji would beg him for mercy. Not to mention that Yan Fu had reminded him that Su Liangji was not as simple as he looked on the surface. Coupled with the death qi coming from Shen Zimo, how could he believe that Su Liangji would beg him for mercy? Chapter 463. When Ningqing grabbed Shen Zimo's wrist, but Shen Zimo did not resist, Ningqing immediately understood that there was something wrong with Shen Zimo. With the cultivation of Ningqing's spiritual consciousness and his attainments and restrictions, his spiritual consciousness only needed to circulate through Shen Zimo's meridians for a bit before he understood what was going on. Shen Zimo unexpectedly had a soul restriction within his body. Even if Ningqing wanted to remove this soul restriction, it would still be somewhat difficult. The person who placed this kind of soul restriction could know everything that Shen Zimo was thinking, and even know everything that Shen Zimo said and did in the outside world. This Shen Zimo was definitely not a subordinate of Junior City Master Su Liangji. Otherwise, the other party would not have placed such a vicious restriction on his body. Ningqing retracted his hand and returned to his seat. He did not try to shield the other party's soul restriction. If it wasn't for the fact that Zhang Xian's strength far surpassed the other party's, the other party would be able to sense it with just a slight movement. Shen Zimo acted as if he did not know about any of this, and still calmly took out a void directional jade strip and handed it to Ningqing before speaking. This is what Junior City Master asked me to give to you. If Brother Ning is willing to cooperate, we can meet at this place. Whoever gets here first will wait here. After Shen Zimo finished, he directly stood up, cupped his fists towards Ningqing, and turned around to leave. Ningqing frowned, while his spiritual consciousness continued to fall onto Shen Zimo's body. Shen Zimo had a deathly aura on him, and he was also under a soul restriction. Logically speaking, he wouldn't be willing to help the young city lord. Why didn't he say anything bad about the young city lord from the beginning until the end? Could it be that the soul restriction on his body was not placed by the young city lord? If that wasn't the case, why would he want her to investigate? In fact, when Shen Zimo realized that he had already been seen through by Su Liangji, he immediately understood that Su Liangji definitely had some kind of restriction placed on his body that he was not aware of. He left the Castellan mansion and searched for a long time on the way to Ning City, but he didn't find any restrictions. But just when he was about to die, he suddenly felt a restriction. This was actually a soul restriction. In other words, all his thoughts, all his words, and even his actions could be spied on. Shen Zimo sighed inwardly, so he did not resist. He did not say anything to persuade Ning Cheng. He did not even think about it. Su Liang was intelligent enough to know all of his thoughts, so why should he still do useless work? Since this Ning Cheng could destroy the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce in the rootless Black City, then presumably he was not a simple person. He didn't continue thinking about it. He knew that all his thoughts could be spied on. What he did not expect was that the trace of death chi that he had suddenly sprouted was immediately perceived by Ning Cheng. Because Ning Cheng discovered this trace of death chi, he ended up learning about the soul restriction placed on his body. After Shen Zimo left, Ning Cheng and Ji Luofei discussed for a bit before Ji Luofei and Yi Zhuzhu entered the miniature world. As for Ning Cheng himself, he completely sealed up his array formation, while simultaneously hanging up the closed door cultivation sign. Using the twin wings of the heavenly clouds to teleport, he silently left his immortal cave. No matter what Su Liangji wanted, Ning Cheng had to accept it. The idea of killing Su Liangji in his heart was much more urgent than Su Liangji wanting to kill him. As for Su Liangji's plea for peace, he simply did not take it to heart. He was sure that the other party wouldn't do that, and he also knew that the other party didn't expect him to believe him. What he was thinking about was the location mentioned in the Jade Strip. Since Su Liangji dared to set this location, it meant that there was definitely a problem with this place. After leaving the rootless Black City, Ning Cheng did not go to the location of the Jade Strip given to him by Su Liangji. No matter what the other party thought, whether the Jade Strip given to him was real or fake, he did not intend to go there. In Ning Cheng's view, his purpose was to kill Su Liangji and obtain the Blue Essence Stone. Since the location given to him by Su Liangji did not help him achieve his goal, then why would he go there? To kill Su Liangji, all he needed to do was to set up an ambush on the path that Su Liangji had to pass through. Since Ning Cheng wanted to go to the location of the Blue Essence Stone mine, then Su Liangji might be a schemer. However, he also had his own advantages, which was to deal with the ever-changing situation. In any case, Su Liangji would never know that he had the Jade Strip with the location of the Blue Essence Stone mine, unless Yan Fu and Su Liangji joined forces to deal with him. However, Ning Cheng believed that he would not make a mistake. Yan Fu coming to find him definitely had nothing to do with Su Liangji. It was completely a personal act. The Jade Strip given to him by Yan Fu was very clear, and even contained the best safe route. Although Ning Cheng did not have a large void ship, he had the small twin wings of the heavenly clouds. Facing all kinds of dangers in the void, he could always avoid them by relying on the flexibility of the twin wings of the heavenly clouds and the formidable spiritual consciousness. In the beginning, his twin wings of the heavenly clouds would occasionally get scratched by the void blade lights, but later on he became even more flexible. Shuttling back and forth between the void blade lights and even the meteorite flows, it was extremely fast. After shuttling through the void for a few days, even if he occasionally deviated from the safest route, he would not fall into the endless dangers of the void. On the 11th day, Ning Cheng finally stopped. This place was a fixed meteorite land in the void, just like a small island in the sea. This island had a radius of about 100 miles, but because of the void turbulence surrounding it, it was bound to this space. This kind of broken land bound to a specific space in the void was also known as a void island. There were many void islands in the endless void. Some of them would move away after a long time, Some of them would be destroyed by meteorites, while some of them would remain in a fixed place. The receiving heaven's stone was a typical void island that was fixed in a fixed position by a natural array formation. The reason why Ningcheng wanted to stop here was because Yanfu's jade strip clearly stated it. On the way to the Blue Essence Stone Mine, the void ship would stop at 7 stops, with this island being the second stop. As long as Su Liangji went to the Blue Essence Stone Mine, he would definitely stop here. Because of this, Ningcheng chose this place to arrange the array formation. This place would be the burial place of Su Liangji. Su Liangji might have many cultivators with him. As such, Ningcheng did not feel that killing Su Liangji would be difficult. The Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce that attacked his immortal cave only had 11 cultivators. Because he wanted to kill all of them, it would be extremely difficult. This time, he only wanted to kill Su Liangji. As for whether the others lived or died, he simply did not care about it. What's more, even if Su Liangji's cultivation was powerful, he was still just a crucible transformation cultivator. Within the rootless Black City's City Master Mansion, Junior City Master Su Liangji frowned. Although Shen Zimo knew that he had a restriction placed on him, he did not care about it. What he cared about was that Shen Zimo actually passed on his words to Ningcheng, without missing more than half a word. Moreover, he could not pry into Shen Zimo's motives for acting so honestly. From this, it could be seen that this Shen Zimo was not a complete idiot. Seeing Shen Zimo walk in, Su Liangji subconsciously shuddered. Shen Zimo arrived at Ningcheng's immortal cave before learning about the restriction placed on him. However, he did not put up any resistance. It could only be said that his plan was only half realized. Junior City Master, that Shen Zimo actually passed on his words honestly. Should we join up with the rest of the people to attack the door? Or should we do something else? A crucible transformation 9th level cultivator sitting next to Su Liangji cautiously asked after Shen Zimo went out. For the time being, there is no need to attack the door. You should first look after Shen Zimo. We will form a team of 100 crucible transformation cultivators, and immediately head into the void to look for the Blue Essence Stone Mine. Speaking until here, Su Liangji seemed to have remembered something important, and added with some eagerness. Chao Han, only the people from the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce and our City Master's mansion know about the Blue Essence Stone Mine. One of the people from the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce managed to escape. Immediately find that person's whereabouts. We absolutely cannot let him expose the news about the Blue Essence Stone Mine to Ningcheng. The Crucible Transformation 9th level cultivator quickly stood up and spoke. Junior City Master, the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce and Ningcheng are like fire and water. No matter who the person who escaped is, it is impossible for them to go back and inform Ningcheng about this matter. Even if they wanted to, they would not dare to stay in the rootless Black City. Su Liangji gave a snort and spoke. Do you know what is the safest place? Let me tell you, the place that others think is the most dangerous is actually the safest place. If I were the cultivator who escaped, I would definitely find a way to see that Ningcheng again. At the very least, I would have to talk things out between the two sides. After all, the rootless Black City is only a small place. The more Su Liangji spoke, the more he felt that something was wrong. He suddenly stood up and spoke. Increase the surveillance of Ningcheng's immortal cave in the North City District. At the same time, immediately seal off the entire rootless Black City. From now on, every cultivator who leaves the city must know their identity and origin. Chapter 464. That's not right. Su Liangji once again stopped his words. Elder brother Ji, I think what you said is very likely. Why is it not right? This time it was a female cultivator who asked the question. At first glance, she looked very ordinary. However, when one looked closely, this female cultivator's figure was simply perfect to the extreme. Just by standing there, one could even see a curve. This was a woman who could set people on fire without even looking at her face. She had just finished speaking when she seemed to have thought of something, causing her face to reveal a trace of surprise. This woman was called Hong Luyan, and she was Su Liangji's favorite woman. She was also Su Liangji's most trusted advisor. Su Liangji spoke up in a dignified tone. You should have thought it through. That Ning Cheng killed Cecile, then destroyed the Silver Thunder rest stop on the receiving heaven stone, and then destroyed the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce. Which one of those things was not carefully calculated? After he destroyed Cecile, did the auspicious Star Chamber of Commerce come looking for him? If he had not destroyed the Silver Thunder rest stop, the auspicious Star Chamber of Commerce might have already come looking for him. However, he wanted to balance things out and give the auspicious Star Chamber of Commerce another hope. Now that the auspicious Star Chamber of Commerce has directly destroyed the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce, the auspicious Star Chamber of Commerce has no choice but to swallow this fly. Most likely, some people think that this person is acting recklessly, daring to destroy the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce in the rootless Black City. It is simply courting death. In fact, is he courting death? The major forces within the rootless Black City are intertwined with each other. Only after my father comes out of seclusion would he be able to unify them. Otherwise, everyone would just be sweeping the snow in front of their own doors, which would definitely not lead to any major event. Therefore, I don't think he is acting recklessly. If he was acting recklessly, then the first person he would look for would not be the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce, but me, Su Liangji. The hatred between him and me is the deepest. However, he did not even look for me in the future. He did not even kill Shen Zimo. Just from this point alone, who would dare to say that he is acting recklessly and acting recklessly? Seeing everyone looking at him, Su Liangji spoke up in a cold voice. This kind of person would never sit around and wait for an opportunity. It looks like I underestimated him. If I am not wrong, he must have already left the rootless Black City. Maybe he is hiding somewhere waiting for me to come out. Then let's go tear down his grotto mansion now, another cultivator said. Hong Luyen looked speechlessly at the cultivator who spoke and said, if this person really left the cave, then as soon as we went to his cave, he would know that his ambush plan had failed. How can we find a chance to beat them at their own game? Luyen, can you guess if this Ning Qing really has such a plan? Where would he set up the ambush? Su Liangji felt very satisfied with this woman of his. Hong Luyen smiled coquettishly. Elder brother Ji gave him a jade slip and asked him to wait at that place. If he really wanted to set up an ambush, it would definitely be on this road. Su Liangji nodded. That's right, there is a 60% chance that he is on this path. There were also two relatively small possibilities. One was that the fellow from the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce who had escaped had already seen him. Moreover, he knew that I had to take the route to the Blue Essence Stone Mine, which was why he was waiting for me on the way to the Blue Essence Stone Mine. Of course, it is not impossible for him to temporarily leave the rootless Black City. With the help of Ji Luofei, Ning Qing quickly arranged the array formations. In just one day he managed to arrange a huge entrapment formation. Next, he needed to arrange a killing formation within this entrapment formation. The entrapment formation would be used to trap the other cultivators, while the killing formation would be used to kill Su Liangji. As long as the entrapment formation could trap the other cultivators for a few breaths, Ning Qing felt confident that he could kill Su Liangji. As for killing Su Liangji, whether or not it would arouse Su Kai's anger, Ning Qing simply did not consider it. Hubby, do you think that young city lord will destroy our cave abode? Yan Fu said that his father is about to advance. With the strength of the city master's mansion, if he wants to destroy our cave, he would not even need to find an excuse. Ji Luofei spoke up while helping Ning Qing arrange the array flags. Ning Qing showed a smile. As soon as he makes a move on my cave, I would immediately know. Therefore, I guessed that he would not dare to make a move on my cave. What's wrong? Seeing Ning Qing suddenly stop, Ji Luofei asked in doubt. That junior city master really does not need to find an excuse to make a move on my cave. He definitely sent Shen Zimo to settle things with me to stabilize me. Moreover, the purpose of stabilizing me is to wait for the proper preparations before making a move on me. Since he wants to make a move on me, then why has he not made a move on my cave yet? It has been more than 10 days since we left the rootless Black City. Even the most complicated preparations would have been completed by now. Ning Qing frowned. If not for Luofei's reminder, he would not have thought of these details. Ji Luofei's heart also thumped. We have to be careful of that Su Liangji. I heard from Yen Fu that this person is very scheming and very cunning. No, we can't arrange an array formation ambush in this place. Ning Cheng did not hesitate to start collecting the array formations. He had already delayed for a full day. Ji Luofei, while helping Ning Cheng collect the array flags, asked, "Is there any problem?" "That's right. Whether Yen Fu colludes with Su Liangji or not, I cannot place my hopes on the path that Su Liangji must pass through. Even if he must pass through this place, I cannot arrange an array formation ambush in this place. I have never seen this Su Liangji before. Other than knowing that this person is lustful, I do not know anything else. Moreover, this person knows everything that I have done recently. I have already lost to him in this regard. If the other party guesses that I am on this path, we would both die." Ning Cheng, under Ji Luofei's reminder, immediately sobered up a lot. He suddenly felt that Shen Zimo had influenced him. Even if Shen Zimo did not say a word, he had already arranged everything according to the jade strip given to him by Shen Zimo. Since Su Liangji was not a simple character, who could be sure that the other party did not think that he had already left the immortal cave and set up a trap on the way to the Blue Essence Stone mine? In just a short time, Ning Cheng had finished collecting all the array formations. "Where are we going now?" Ji Luofei asked. Ning Cheng gave out a sigh. "I missed the best place to arrange the trap. If I could have thought of this earlier, I would have arranged it in the void just after we left the city. Even if that Su Liangji was cautious, he would never have thought that I would arrange a trap in the void not far from the rootless Black City. Unfortunately, it is already too late. I'm sure that Su Liangji has already left the rootless Black City. However, I still have 2 places to arrange the trap. I don't believe that I cannot kill this fellow." "Where?" According to the route provided by Yen Fu in the Jade Strip, from the rootless Black City to the Blue Essence Stone Mine, there are a total of 7 void islands. According to my previous thoughts, I would have chosen to arrange the trap in one of the 7 void islands. If I were replaced by Su Liangji, I would have also thought that my opponent would do the same. However, I don't want to do that. Instead, I will arrange the trap in the void just after we left the 7th void island, or at a place close to the Blue Essence Stone Mine." Ning Cheng showed a sneer. Others might find it difficult to arrange a trap and kill array formation in the void, but for him, arranging a trap and kill array formation in the void was not a difficult task. When he was trapped in the Blue Cave, he had already studied the void balancing array formation for decades. The only thing that worried Ning Cheng was that once the array formation trapped the void ship, how could he rush into the void ship and kill Su Liangji in the shortest time possible? Because if he dragged it out for even a little longer, he might lose the initiative. In the void outside the rootless Black City, the City Master's Mansion's junior City Master Su Liangji sat on a huge void ship. In front of him stood a late-stage crucible transformation cultivator, the person he had sent out to investigate. "Junior City Master, on the way from the rootless Black City to the location of the Jade Strip we left for Ning Cheng, we did not find any entrapment formations or traps." The late-stage crucible transformation cultivator respectfully reported the results of his investigation to Su Liangji. Su Liangji frowned and spoke up after a while. "Don't worry about that road. Arrange for someone to investigate the void route to the Blue Essence Stone Mine. The 7 void islands need to be carefully checked for any traces of concealment array formations. This time, array formation masters will be the main scouts. If there are any, don't alarm the other party and just come back and report to me directly. In case of alerting the other party, make sure to keep an eye on him and not let him escape." Ning Cheng, who had blatantly destroyed the Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce, was a cultivator who would seek revenge for the smallest grievance. Su Liangji believed that this person would never escape for no reason. In other words, in his heart, the chances of Ning Cheng escaping the rootless Black City alone were very small. Similarly, he also believed that Ning Cheng had definitely left the rootless Black City. The speed of the void ship traveling through the void was only slightly faster compared to Ning Cheng's twin wings of the heavenly clouds. However, this was also due to Ning Cheng's twin wings of the heavenly clouds being of a lower grade. Moreover, Ning Cheng could not use the twin wings of the heavenly clouds smoothly in the void. Once Ning Cheng's twin wings of the heavenly clouds upgraded once again, Ningcheng would become more proficient in using the twin wings of the heavenly clouds. At that time, an ordinary void ship would never be able to catch up to the twin wings of the heavenly clouds. Even if the twin wings of the heavenly clouds were slower than the void ship, the flexibility of the void ship would still be far inferior compared to the twin wings of the heavenly clouds. Because of Ningcheng's sudden change of mind, Su Liangji spent more than a month traveling through the first 7 void islands. Naturally, he did not obtain even the slightest harvest. Big brother Ji, I guess that Ningcheng should have already left. He must be afraid of Sir City Master. After leaving the 7th void island, the enchanting woman, who had been following Su Liangji, spoke up. Su Liangji also nodded. I didn't expect that I would really overestimate this fellow. Since he has already left, he would definitely die sooner or later. If he does not return to the rootless Black City, he would never be able to enter the cosmic starry sky world. Once my father comes out of seclusion, even if he was 10 times more powerful, he would still have to die. Although he said those words, Su Liangji also felt relieved in his heart. In fact, Ningcheng, who had single-handedly destroyed the entire Silver Thunder Chamber of Commerce, was something that he had always felt afraid of. After the void ship left the 7th void island, it finally reached the location of the Blue Essence Stone Mine. In just 3 days, a huge black suspended mountain range appeared in front of the void ship. From time to time, this mountain range would give off a faint blue light. Stop, the Blue Essence Stone Mine is in front of us. We cannot go any further. With a shout, the void ship stopped not far from this huge suspended mountain range. You're tuning in to the Li Mei's Wuxia Whispers YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.